They're spamming the smoke in case Techno's in it. The fact that your window player was looking the wrong way, but we can see that Techno did not start on that B side. So
just the presence of mind from Robs. 9-10 a little late to the angle.
It's funny how that can just make the whole difference of the round right there. That comes tumbling down for the Mongols, who are getting ragdolled right now. And Flame's being let off the leash for the hunt. They want to try and remove as many of these rifles as possible. Now, the bomb not even halfway gone just yet. There's a search party in T-spawn. They're also investing into CT. So if they can get one of these, it's not too bad.
Yeah, who's responsible for Flames' fight? You can see Blitz crouched down in the pit. So they will be allowed to progress. Looks like it's going to be telegraphed as well. Yeah, util, sound, steps. Good hold from Mazinho so far, trying to hold on. Looks like they're going to lose at least another rifle. Yeah, that's a good one. Finds Mazinho. Blitz trying to hold on as best he can. Dumps his nades, and Mezzi farms up some extra frags. Removes all of the weaponry from Mongols.
That's a great hunt, right? That's a fantastic hunt, because even if they kept 2 of those, they likely have another full rifle round. You can see Mara there just, I don't know if it's dejected. I have a hard time reading Mara, but either way, he'd be a bit disappointed with how this one is unfolding. But really good hunts. Like the comms in this situation, right, it would be very high. This is clear, this is clear. Okay, swinging now. They've gone into a partial. The only round that they've won is because of a Blitz Hero M4. So here's another. Can he do something again?
Ooh,
no,
Messi denies it with a bit of a showstopper. 9-10 Deagle, though. It's impressed us already, and he's so good for one. Senzu's scout sweeps through the line, but tucked back in now, our Vitality. Oh, actually adjusting to Apex in that pit side. That's the bomb and the AWP. Oh, wow!
Okay, well, that's impressive, but I think that's about it.
Yeah, it's just that the bomb's down there now. Like, it's just feeling a little more uncomfortable than it once did. Especially if he hit that one. Flames, can he solve the mystery? Looks like he has.
They don't even need the bomb. They're still in pit right now, so they are encroaching on the A side. Techno goes down, not ready for Flames. Another important kill just to make sure nothing carried through again, and there you have it. Okay, 7-1, 6-round gap. Blitz is, yeah, he's only going to be working with 3.5, so that's going to limit his options. So we saw in the early stages of this, the AWP wanting to take fights towards short, whether they were something they saw in the prep. Okay, they are going to throw this certain util set, maybe trying to punish like Alcarid was when we had Heroic on the screens yesterday. Second timeout in 8 rounds. Scoreline telling the picture. Blitz into just an MP9. A late surge of rounds required, but how many can they get? 4 more up for grabs. Decent amount of long spawns available between Apex and Mezzi if they wanted to go, but I think that Mezzi might be boosting Zaiwu. Let's find out. No, okay.
Seen a single Zaiwu doorbang connection yet. Usually good for one in these T-halves. Robs across again. Same trick this time. A little bit of a switch up in the setup.
Oh, missed it this time round.
Yeah, okay. Maybe Zaiwu can catch an inquisitive CT over the top of it. Senzu thinks twice. Seeds back to B. Oh, there you go. That's the fight Robs is looking for. He has half Techno's health.
It's reminding me in some way of what we saw from Robs when they were taking on Mouse during that Cologne semi-final. He was doing everything in his power to keep his team in it, and they weren't really functioning perfectly. Now, right now, everything is going a whole lot better than that with the scoreline 7-1, but Rops is the one continuing to find this massive output. Now, this B defense is on an island. I really don't think they have too many chances of getting this done against a full execute.
Okay, change of the flavor.
There's a molly that Senzu could throw into tunnels to try and slow this, and Techno might have to smoke himself. Oh, he's going to get out of danger right now.
Let's see how they play this. Vitality's B exec, how good is it?
That's it, safe.
Good enough. Solid util layering. You can see the last piece being that window molly that does ward Blitz away.
Not a huge amount of cash for Zaiwu, but you could send out the scouting party again to try and remove these, but you're also having your way with them, so it doesn't really seem to matter if they have guns or not. Sure, it makes it slightly easier, but at this point, it's 8 rounds, T-side, Dust 2. This is normally where you'll see the CT side starting to take a few more risks going into the next couple, and they've already taken a few. So where are we going to put the AWP? Well, it's already started towards B. It started short a couple of times. Do we try and take the heads-up fight through Suicide against ZywOo? You start feeling like you have no map control because you're just getting executed on. So you're like, all right, well, let's play in through lower tunnels more. And those risks is likely what Vitality are going to be ready for at this juncture of the game.
Flames again, just first man in, and this time with the opening. Yeah, it's feeling good.
Good to see this return from Vitality, though. It was starting to get a little bit worrying that in the last 2 tournaments, they were eliminated in semifinals in 2-0 fashions. And again, we're not going to be sitting here and going, oh, they're no longer the best team in the world, right? But there's question marks if it continued to be losses. If we continue this, we'll be going to Nuke with the momentum in favor of the international side.
Oh, flash for Mazinho to go looking and cross his pit. Flames, oh, he's in trouble. Yeah, good find from Mazinho. Flames immediately towards long, brought down.
You might be able to contact out mid to B because a lot of utility was thrown then, so you think that mid is less fortified.
Yeah, Senzu just tugged in this elevated angle.
This is being watched by 2.
Oh, good shot. 9-10 supporting Senzu. That trajectory does imply that he's tugged on the corner. Apex kept at bay in the upper tuns, has the bomb on his back. It's ZywOo hoping to be given something, and it's just a little glance from Techno. Does that bake them in? Drops is surely going to overlook. He was clearing, but no, turns away. Senzu profits. Easy as that. 4, make it 5 alive for the Mongols. Perfect.
All right, they win the opening exchange. They give them the number advantage. They understand the gap that's going to be punished based off the information that they had thrown into the server to get that opening kill. And then that CT smoke is starting to fade, so Rops has to tend to it. So 2 more possible, as it is going to be double AWPs for the CT side. We're posted up to deal with any lower tunnels pushes.
Good work from Senzu. Sharp eyes as well for the jump spot.
Unconfirmed damage, but still going to go a long way, isn't it? Just to be an idle nade that lands on the doorstep as ZywOo and he goes down, as they will work through this mid control. There's that nade.
Good reactions. Excuse me.
Oh, that one was on the mark. Your teammate was blocking you. Maybe he does go down.
Mr. Apex, you're in my way.
Mid-door smoke fading. Now they'll get the short control.
Just as Senzu starts to advance, Robs falls back to throw some util.
Yeah, this is a mid to B smoke. So is this part of a fake or is there commitment behind this? Because they have short control as well. Ante might get caught here.
He's sweeping through. ZywOo just got off the angle though. He's in the perfect timing. Oh, missed chance. Flames gets active. Blitz unnoticed. Flames breaks in. It's just Blitz here. And Vitality, they're looking to pivot here. Apex.
Well, Techno's rotated.
Rotation.
Senzu's got the ult. This is not the weapon for the job.
That was audible as well. He's trying to housekeep that smoke. Senzu missed shot. Surely the round to follow now. The bomb's on its way to the unguarded site. Apex. Oh, he's actually given it to them there.
Okay. ZywOo though, look at this.
Yeah, this could be huge. ZywOo trying to be quiet with his dismount. Did get hurt. Blitz turns to watch as he goes down. Pull of the trigger from ZywOo's sniper. Look what Mazinho's having to work with here. Just his toes does manage to connect the bullet.
It's pinned.
Trims his toenails with the AWP. It's Mezzi and Rops full health. Techno low HP, still hits his headshot. Rops in the clutch. This time denied. It's Mazinho to make that third a reality.
Didn't feel like Apex's death there was really going to be too much of a problem considering the HP, but that was the way back into the rounds.
Oh, by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, just. And you can see Rob's expecting Mazinho to push through window on Techno's contact. Mazinho's just still hanging around, just lingering. This is a great shot, Techno. Beautiful work from him. Mazinho hasn't pushed into the site, just playing between site and door side.
Okay, well, they're making a CT half late resurgence. Whether or not that's going to mean anything in the grand scheme remains to be seen.
I just saw double AWPs invested upon. Now, whether or not that was to drop to Zywoo or they were going to try something a little bit tricky, they have taken this tactical timeout, and it feels like the sensible heads have prevailed. 8's great, 9 is better.
Final round then.
There's the tag.
There's the tag from Zywoo through the doors. Techno pays a heavy price. Smoke will obfuscate. Oh, it won't.
Well, we've seen Apex landed a couple of times.
Ooh, he would have nearly gone down on the crouch, though. Can he hit the bang? Just on the corner. Yes, returns the favor. So now Senzu and Techno walking wonky. Flames has completed his crawl of lower. Reports no one home.
I'm surprised. They've missed that smoke 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. It's uncharacteristic. Hasn't held them back too much.
No, and right now with that low HP from the Zywoo tag that wouldn't have been available without missing that smoke. They're on the driver's seat to grab their 9th.
Okay, well, especially because they're low HP, Techno and Senzu, having that lurk smoke thrown on B, they are so scared that Robs could just walk through this smoke at any time. In the meantime, Vitality prepare themselves for that hit onto the vulnerable A site.
It did leave a decent cache of Util in spawn for Blitz to work with, right? Obviously going to leave extra flashes, but HEs are good for that rotating rifler as well to break mid to B smokes to soften up short. Speaking of short, here comes the Util.
They pivot. Ooh, do they continue to commit? Yes, they do. Mezzi's back's turned. Mazzinho will reach the rewards of that boost. Blitz will chip in with the double. That could be 3. Yeah. All 3 of them not looking his way. Blitz wraps up the half with the 4th. Mongols, is there a conversation to be had about that grand final at the end of this Dust 2? World #1 Vitality on the ropes a little, but into dust too, and they're looking a little bit more confident and comfortable. An 8-4 half. Mongols already a map to the good. Vitality picking this one, and they're showing us exactly why. However, a little late pickup. 3 consecutive rounds from Mongols has made what looked like a completely unwinnable non-starter into, well, if they win the pistol.
And talking about the pistol, it doesn't look like Vitality, just based off the body language in CT Spawn, will be fighting for long. Looks very mid-centric, and yeah, that's what's happening out the gates. Might even be pushing towards lower. Rops will get in there with dual Berettas. Flames alongside for the ride. They're out long for free. That means you know that there's a push coming.
Yeah, Techno tries to get that info safely, tries to bait him in. Zywoo goes down, but Apex makes up for it. Wow, the fact he gets them both there. If not, Flames and Romps likely would have had him regardless.
Yeah, and you'd expect the direct reaction to be taking long off of this, but they're not. So they weren't in a position to do so, or at least they were, but the bomb wasn't. So they're going to comb through middle and hope they catch anybody lingering. Might be able to get up count for free if Flamesy has a bad timing.
He's got an opportunity for one, but gets spotted out. There's the flash, can't track. Oof. Couple more chances, 3 in the mag. Senzu puts him down. 3 on 3 here. Oh my God, 9-10! Oh, tracks the second on the Apex swing.
Clotheslined.
Yep, that advantage just disintegrates before our very eyes. Senzu's ready. Rops with the dual Berettas gets sat on his ass. Damn, what a way to turn it around. Mazinho's having a great time.
Oh, that clamp down with 4 players towards the tunnels starts so well.
Oh, does 9-10 get 2 there?
Yeah, and this is the thing. There's all that short pressure. They're trying to deal with that, and it's that late piece at 9-10 that just capitalizes. Flames disconnected. The flashes were there to try and set this up, but the timing was just against them, and then Apex runs out into the bullet and says, please take me too.
Okay, well, that if is now a... They have.
Pushing up middle right now. Look at this.
X trying to give us that Aggie captain push we saw from Blitz.
Well, it's such a common thing now that CTs are aggressive on middle in these type of rounds. Obviously, we've had the change to the way Suicide and Doors works. But you want to make sure that you're diligent. You have to worry about lower tunnels, and you also don't want to die to a player halfway out mid-ramp, sitting up towards the electric pole right here with Senzu. So you want to even use flashes to help get you into this territory. And yeah, they're safely clearing lower tunnels. They've been able to get themselves mid-ramp. And this is the territory that once upon a Dust 2 was always the tease.
Yeah, much more of a question mark in the modern game.
Okay, so right now, there are some...
Oh, wow, well played.
I was going to say good plays they have to facilitate Flamesy's long aggressions. If they could have gotten him into bedroom there, Apex has a nice flash to get him out the other side. But he gives over his life there while in search of information. And really, for his troubles, Mazinho was defaulting outside long. That's kind of what Mazinho does.
Oh, Apex, you're about to be a dead man. Flashed off, spotted out, and taken down. Well. He does very well. 2 consecutive body shots to Mazinho. Not going to really translate into anything more.
Right now, what I'm looking at is the tunnels lurk. This is the ability to make sure you remove these guns, because once the bomb goes down and you don't have anybody threatening you from short, Techno can actually rip guns away. Now, Rops has found a good... I was going to say good timing if he continued to path towards T-spawn, but that's not the case. And now Techno can just keep them locked in towards B. Look at this, the cavalry on their horse to try and back up their boy. Smoked off upper tunnels, bombs about halfway gone now. You don't want to give anything over, but you'd love to take away these upgrades. But if you know there's a scout, you know there's a pistol, it's all good. You can equip yourself with that information going into the next. And I don't want to be a pedant here, but Counter-Strike, it's all about the details. And that last round of the first half, not only did Zywoo miss the door smoke, he also missed through the ledge smoke. What's meant to happen with that combination with the avant-garde smoke with the modern waterfall meta? Hey, this guy has a bottomless pit. He's just, he doesn't stop. Hope he's satiated, but that smoke is meant to spill over and block mid to B. Now, it's not designed as a mid to B smoke, it can be used as one,
right?
But you can spill into that smoke, you can drop into CT spawn, you can use it to get the pathing up towards A, and he missed through it. So there was a gap, and then Blitz gets 3 kills because they're not expecting that position to be open. So how many more of those mistakes are we going to see? How many more?
Oh, Apex taken out of the round before it even got going. Slumps back in his chair.
All right, Rops, you've been running amok so far. In lower tunnels, you've got what I would say pound for pound is the best gun in the game at the moment. The ever so cheap but ever so potent 5-7. You have no support. You don't know that 5 players are around that corner. What can you do? Nothing.
Die.
One's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's all.
2 of them are kind of low.
I suppose. They're going to get across in time.
There's HEs that flashes, Alex.
They're going to come through. Oh, the nades do too much damage. Mezzi now in combination. Flames pushes through. It's too much to handle. Mzinho just the Glock. Oh, he's running them down. He's doing it all. Oh, swaps out to the side up to save him.
Ah, keep him coming. That's 4 for the kid. Under pressure. And Apex trying to get fired up. There's not another semi-final to be as far as they go in the second half of 2025. 7 consecutive trophies, a major win, and over this very team. You lost to them just a week ago. You're back in the server against them again. They're a map to the good. 1 round away from tying this up.
Yeah, that 8-4 doesn't feel so comfortable now, does it? Okay, Senior pays a very heavy price on his early skirmish. Senzu 2 chunked down. Mezzi's HE.
Zaiwu and CT Spawn no AWP for the A defense as the lurk smoke spills. Now, that will have to draw Mezzi closer or Zaiwu to either play outside of the side or closer tunnels. You need to respect this. Going to try and negate it with a smoke of their own. Still a minute just on the clock. Flames low on HP, can't really push the long doors. There's a HE on Apex, which they could use to spill open a mid to B smoke if it comes in, but currently he's playing the ramp. It's the mid to B smoke. Crisscross indeed.
Okay, you can see what that does to Mezzi's options.
He's playing in it.
Yeah, Alexa just burrow inside it, hope they run past him. Doesn't want to block them, and it's worked out wonderfully! 9-10 his second challenge, he transfers comfortably, and Mzinho was given this sort for that low HP.
How are you going to get that bomb?
Oh, he actually manages to track the Zaiwu push. Mezzi gets another, still up for debate.
Time.
Can the Mongols do it? 12 seconds left on the clock. They got to pick up that bomb.
Oh!
Save him! Vitality! Given a gift, and his name is Flames.
Oh, on that T side, he was taking a lot of space. The MAC-10, the AK with some really important moments in the early stages there, but that one is a buzzer beater. The pressure's on. They need to get that bomb. It scuttles towards the doors.
I love what we got out of Mezzi here. Too sure, but the fact that he manages to get a third.
It's so premeditated as well, right? He was playing for that the entire round. As soon as that comes in, he tucks in the smoke, he looks at the ground, and then pops out behind them. So they keep their lead, 9-7 now.
Such a big part of making those smoke plays is making sure that you're not going to block as they run through. He just manages to maneuver just far enough. 2 channels open up for the T's as they push through. Gets overlooked completely, and in combination with Flames, Vitality are given a way in. That is their first CT round, and that is the manner in which they had to fight for it.
Yeah, it breaks that spree of 6 rounds from last half into this one for the Mongols, and they were starting to bring up a bit of steam. I think all the casualties they took on the previous against the Eco has come back to haunt them quite quickly, though. It's a Tech-9 for Mzinho, it's a Deagle for Blitz, it's AKs for the rest. A little bit of issue as far as util being perfect. With only 1 player surviving for Vitality, their money is also in a tough spot. They do get the bye, they have the AWP, but if they lose this, the game will be split wide open.
They want to really go for this. You know who lives here?
Okay, if he went Molly first, they were probably going to go last tick of Molly into Explode. But he's gone Smoke first, which they don't want to go through the grey screen. That becomes a whole lot more difficult. If it's a Molly, at least you have some vision, and you know that the player's not playing directly in front of tunnels. So they just reset. But that was the call from Spawn from Mongols. So their first plan has been cancelled. Now they need to make a new one. They have 2 players in through lower tunnels. They pivot back through T-Spawn. They set themselves up for now mid-control to go through a bit more of a default protocol. There is no long space for the Mongols whatsoever, and neither for Vitality. So both teams have an avenue of access that they're not too familiar with right now. the CT setup feels somewhat claustrophobic for Vitality.
Yeah. We have a firm belief in their anchors.
Are they trying the same play again?
Looks like they are. Crisscross at least. Techno now herding towards the tunnels. Nade looks like it could do damage. Does. Big chunky one onto Techno's face. Okay, what have you got, Mezzi? 2 so far, but a headshot from Senzu.
Do you save? Remember the money situation.
He's going to catch him if they try and push. There's a nice smoke. He relays that info of them pathing through. Mazinho containing for now.
Waiting.
Flame's not looking. Easy first. Apex pulls them back.
This one's still on.
Flash available. ZywOo and Apex.
They've got a kit.
What's clutch en français? Well placed, actually. The incendiary doesn't quite spread. Senzu, he's got the asbestos boots on. And now I think they might want to recede. They were hoping to be given something. Yeah, ZywOo's already out of there. Apex just playing to contain, trying to catch them on the exit. Bigger bomb. And a little bit of extra damage. 9-10 forced to rebuy.
Okay, well, Apex has enough money with that save coming through to drop another rifle. So that's going to get one into the hands of either Rops, Mezzi, or Flames. Flames being the long player, he could maybe just operate with an MP9. That's the kill there, right? If Mazinho doesn't get that and it goes the other way, then the number advantage on the retake, and this is very, very doable for Vitality. These incendiaries not worth the money. Slightly facetious with that, but it's just tough. You wish you had a bit more spreader, don't you?
Techno.
They missed the corner smoke.
The corner of Flames. And they're going quick. Liggity split straight up cat. Has Mezzi got the opportunity to block them in time? I'm not sure. They're already out. They're already out. Oh, this is Action Stations. 2 kills in the feed. Mongols feasting, eating good. Triple kill. Round over just like that.
Okay, now I think you want to send a couple of bodies to hunt. Look at this. Immediately darting back through spawn. They know where the AWP is. Bomb's gone down 40 seconds. Right now, it's not favoring you, Mongols. Sure, you win the round, but you want to take these guns.
Yeah, it's all about fighting for your survival if you're Rops and ZywOo. And already...
Look at the pressure.
Closing the gap. 2 spotted on that B ramp. 9-10 creeping and crawling too. There's so much time. 40 seconds going to feel like a lifetime as they try and hold on to these valuable assets. Good shot from ZywOo. Rops' position noted as well. Mazinho's death has given them the info. How much do you want to throw at this?
This has got a flash.
Okay, ZywOo flashed off. Spotted on the box. Headshot delivered. Orb removed. Just Rops cowering behind the bricks, and he goes down as well. Fantastic hunt from Mongols, 9-9. And an extra one, it could be an emergency.
Yeah, this one should spill open now. We should see Vitality just go into a partial investment. Their loss bonus is maxed out, so they will be able to get a full buy going into the next. But the speed of this direct AXQ, even with the missed corner smoke on long, they still get the control. And then as soon as the bomb goes down, you know that Blitz is saying, boys, let's hunt. We've got the money, we've got the ability to take this away. Now, because of the loss bonus coming into this, there are some investments.
These are the ones.
7 for Apex.
These are the scary ones, Chad. I know it doesn't look like it, but these are those rounds that Mongols, if you lose them, they let Vitality right back into the game.
But Vitality feel like they've already lost long control. There's a corner smoke, there was lots of flashes. So you already think that you've lost long. And Mazinho doesn't have any resistance whatsoever there either. So at this moment, you've lost the key piece of real estate that you don't have the normal smokes to block. You have a couple of flashes on Flamesy to push through. Right, if they do go for the long cross, they drop the cross smoke, and then you go, okay, what are the timing on this? How much can we get out of it? You also have Mezzi on the scout. Now, if he's not flashed away and is given the ability to hit a tag, dart away, hit another tag, his kills become a whole lot more convertible, and Mezzi's been having a very solid game. 17 kills for him.
And Mezzi's scout get that crucial opening kill. Okay, a tag. An equivalent exchange, a little alchemy on long. Spotted dropping into pit, 9-10 noted.
One more Flamesy flash as well.
Pop, and it's well timed. Robs gets output, Senzu forced back. Oh. Okay, what? Did they just line up for him? Mazinho gets 3 in the blink of an eye, and it's only Apex's shotgun that does pump 1. Removes Mazinho. Techno next up to bat, masked by that smoke. Apex is actually getting a huge amount of output, and then ZywOo sprinkles in a deagle headshot. What? The firepower was taken away, I thought.
And this is the player that was tagged by that Mezzi scout at the start of the round. on that long corner on the initial glance in, and there's no choice for Blitz. He has to save. Those are the type of rounds for Vitality in the first half of the year that would go their way. Those are the type of rounds they've been having a tough time finding. So that magic, it's still there, and it's come in to get them to double digits first.
Oh, a little smirk creeps onto Apex's face.
Well, he made a lot of money there with those Mag 7 kills as well.
Yeah, a little 1,200 bucks, that's naughty.
It's going to have flow-on effects down the stretch. This is the Mazinho just farming them up, and you bang on. They did line up, but actually, not enough.
It was only the auto shotgun they nerfed. He's even eating even better than I thought.
Let's go, boys. Let's fight.
Yeah, indeed. Is nuke going to be necessary? That's the question. Who spotted on the cross? It looks like ZywOo's anticipating 910 to stick around. He wants to go for a repeat on a timing. Sweep back through on that suicide run through. Blitz lining up nades. There's the break. Blitz not exposed. 910. Tucked in. ZywOo says goodnight, and Techno, that's one hell of a headshot.
Look
wow.
at the space he's going to take. This is great.
This is a massive, massive amount of pressure that ZywOo will try and rectify. We're not seeing over-rotation, though. You can see they stay stalwart on A.
Yeah, well, both the Orpas having a tough game, aren't they? 9. Oh.
Hang on. Senzu just dropped off to throw the mid-smoke. ZywOo. Quick flick of the wrist onto Senzu. Tried to mantle up and gets punished.
I love this proactive nature. Blitz is just going to get blindsided here as well. He's worried about ZywOo.
Instead, this duo, Flames and Mezzy, walk and hunt him down. He's got his nades out, Panzer around his ankles.
And now look at this position from Apex towards Long. It's a very tough clear.
Yeah, almost a guarantee. Mazinho spotted out, walked down. Apex gets the job done. Round is won.
It's so crazy to think the round that they lost, and now this game has gotten away from them.
Just like that.
It was the previous. Losing that last round to the Mag 7, that's it. Right there, you were able to invest again, but now you don't have any money. And 910 and ZywOo, they both only have 9 kills. It's not like the Orbs have been a defining factor. ZywOo there, finding a couple of tidy ones. So this is it. The game has just gotten away from you, Mongols. Likely to see them do what Vitality did in the previous, have to force out when the going gets tough. And that Vitality 11 winning streak on Dust 2, soon to become 12. Just 2 more rounds now. And with this type of buy that you have, it's not a B pop. It's not good long spawns. It's likely crisscross mid to B, which we've already seen them use, and already seen Vitality find a decent counter response. And the other option is one of the tougher, and especially with the amount of harass utility you've seen towards the mid doors. Think about last round, how many times they broke the mid door smoke. That's even how they got the opening kill. Now, if you can get this short control without taking any casualties, oh, look at this push. He's going to keep going.
Yeah, this is very early.
See you later, 910.
I believe he's pushed this. 910 can't either. Well, that sours the mood in the Mongols camp further.
Yeah, and if they were hoping to get short control and do those spillover smokes, and drop into them, push up, scale on the Orpa. Now that you're down a man, it is going to get even tougher.
Yeah, it looks like Blitz is going to combine with Mazinho. They will do the 2-smoke exit, but that's not if ZywOo. Oops, he slips off. I think his timing on the clear would have caught Mazinho with a smoke in his hand. Okay, Blitz breaks his legs and drops. This is what you were talking about. Mezzy confirms his suspicions. They're coming our way, he says to Robs. Gets the first on window, fully blind, and loads another. Then Rob steps in. Well handled once more. It's only Senzu, and he's gone too.
Yeah, it has to be that again, doesn't it? You don't have the finances. Another buy that'll look a whole lot more like that. Maybe some Khalil short. And at this moment for the in-game leader, it's like, okay, do we have long spawns? Let's use them, right? That's what I'd be calling. Hope that you can capitalize on the space. Like, this is a rubbish round to have to call. You don't have a timeout. You can't bring the coach in on the mic. And you were so close to getting another 2-0.
You were. You really were. It was just a Mag 7.
Here they go long.
And it's just Flames. Oh, lovely. Get us away with the first cleanly. And, okay, yeah, they're really feeling themselves now.
Punishment. This is punishment.
Yeah, it is. The fact that they're going to be running into ZywOo, who's just claimed the entire of upper tons. He can just sit here and hold. Oh, it is. You're coming! Catches Senzu. Where's that trade attempt? Throws out the incendiary. They will dare to brave it. Here's the confirmation that they're getting aggressive. And Robs, oh no, everywhere they go, there's an AWP trained on them. And it seems only right, doesn't it? It seems only fit for this series, for this head-to-head, a week later from the last one. Two teams at the very top of the Counter-Strike pyramid, throwing heavy blow back and forth. Tit for tat, Vitality demand a third map. A chance at the trophy still up for debate. Mongols Vitality in this semi-final, Nuka guarantee.
Yeah, 13-8 on Mirage, 13-9 on Dust 2. Both these teams picking up their map choices, and right there at the end, Apex bringing that energy, knowing it's necessary. They want to get back to the grand finals where this team belongs. They're going to be in the history books. EWC, the third tournament of their season. Can they start righting some of those wrongs? Well, it's going to be a hard talk for the Mongols, who knew they had them right where they wanted them. And Nuke is where things become a whole lot more tactical.
See the storm give out. Umbrella with not a single cloud. I can see the storm give out. Why are you so tired? All the time. Can't see no more.
Low, but for a Mag 7, we might not have gotten a third map in this series, but Apex, the wind beneath the wings of Vitality to soar them up and over the Mongols on Dust 2. Were you nervous there, Jacob?
A little bit, to be honest. You know, I think Vitality got off to a good start, and I thought to myself, okay, we're back to normality. We're back to Vitality playing well. You could see the body language as well. We spoke about that, Jason. We wanted to see a bit of fire coming out of Vitality, and we saw that in the first portion of the first half. I think they played well. I think they did a good job. Saivu got the AWP in hand in one of the first rounds, which was the only kill I think he got almost in 10 rounds as he completely stopped playing until the later stages of the game. But you look at the scoreline right there, 6-1. I feel like that's enough for Vitality to win, but then slowly but surely the Mongols came alive.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of a cool takeaway too, is the Mongols really brought it to them. And I mean, that's good to see. And I have to imagine they reviewed that tape of that Dust 2 loss and were just like, okay, well, if they're going to beat us 13-3, we got to get better on this map. We got to see what we're doing wrong. And obviously, tons of improvements being made. I liked the game plan. I liked the way they were applying pressure on different parts of the map. But I think at the end of the day, like whether it's Mara, whether it's Blitz, either of the leadership guys over at Mongols, they're going to be echoing the same sentiment that Apex has said when they lost to the Mongols at Blast, which is like, we played, we lost in the details in terms of this one Mag 7. Like, if we play this round better, all the advantages in the world, and if we play this better and don't lose focus and don't try and go too fast, then we're winning this game.
And it's been that conversation about resiliency, right? For the Mongols, we've seen them make 11-1 comebacks at this point. And most of the time when we're seeing these comebacks right now in the current meta of CS, it's all about the defense. It's all about stacking the defense around. Who needs a defense when you're the Mongols? Just get it done on T-side.
I mean, that would have been nice for the Mongols to get it done on the T-side right here. But as Jason said, I feel like that one round that we're definitely going to dive into later on, that kind of changed the entire course of this game. It felt like the Mongols were coming back into the second half. You win the pistol, you win the force, you have an Mcenio going crazy. The one player that we haven't seen really pop off in quite some time, he's having a fantastic game. So you had all the win condition installed for you if you were the Mongols heading into that second half after winning the pistol, yet you still lost.
Except for one. 9-10.
Okay.
9-10. I mean, both oppers really struggled in this game. So, I mean, thankfully for Zaiwu, 9-10 was also having a tough time. Op impact wasn't felt the way we normally do on Dust 2. But either one of those guys having a better game might have been the difference for Mongols. If 9-10 was having a game and Zaiwu was quiet, could have been the difference maker, just not there. Otherwise, agree with everything you said.
That's not often.
We're having a very kind, gentle desk right now. You know, we got a third map coming up, so we're just going to say.
Do we
need to work on something here? Can we hold hands? Hold hands real quick on the couch?
We got enough
not
space
quite that far.
Yeah.
Leave room for Zaiwuzis. Speaking of which, where was he? What was going on? You mentioned it. He just stopped playing for a while. We're just not used to seeing these from Zaiwu where he goes missing that much.
It's kind of weird, you know, because it felt like he was in the beginning of that game. You know, he got the orb quickly in his hand, and that's exactly what I called out for to happen. But he didn't really seek the place. You know, he wasn't. Some may say he wasn't overextending, you know. Some may say that he just stuck to the plan with Vitality. And I don't mind Saivu not showing up if you're winning, which they were in the beginning. But once things were starting to go wrong for Vitality, when they were not winning the rounds, that's what I want to see him maybe step a little bit out of line and do some of the stuff by himself. It took up until he was it 5 and 13 on the scoreboard?
6 and 13, I think.
6 and 13.
And then he got a deagle kill in the Mag 7 round from Apex. And then he got a double kill with the off in the next round. And then
breaks a smoke in middle, you know, gets into the action, maybe steps a bit out of the line, you know.
It's a nice flick.
It's a nice flick, you know. I feel like he was containing himself a little bit too much. And as I said, I don't mind that when you're winning. I mind it when you're losing. And then someone has to break up that chain of losing. And that wasn't Saivu until the very late stage of this game.
Yeah, and I mean, look, you can. I think there's some criticism. In that, I think there's some criticism you can levy in that direction of not being there throughout the whole map, certainly. I was sitting there even turning to you and just being like, bro, if they get eliminated and Zaiwus have another quiet game, like, we can't go back. We can't go back to this world. We can't go back to the universe. I thought we were done. But it's a good thing he picked it up to help them close it out at the end of the day. But still, you're going to point to Apex as the one who got that started. You're going to point to Apex with the Mag 7 and be like, he's the guy who put his foot down and said, nope, not anymore.
And he was the guy who kept brawling. I mean, there was even like a save round, a 2v2, where it was B-side control for the Mongols, where Apex is just sticking around for that one extra kill, where you can tell he just wants to stick his nose in it and really get back into the fight. I think the thing for me is, this is reminiscent of like Vitality series against Liquid, which is that even though they're winning maps, there's so many worrying signs when you start to look into the way that they're winning it, that it just doesn't feel like the Vitality that we expect.
I mean, you're going to go through those stretches as a team. Like, you're going to go through those games and those stretches where it feels like nothing's really clicking the way that it should, and especially if you're Team Vitality, who won everything you possibly could in the first half of the year and had that incredible run, you're kind of always scratching your head and being like, why can't we hit that level again? Was that really just kind of the magic of that happened when the lineup formed and we can't pick it up again? But I think it's always a good sign to point out that teams are able to win games where things aren't clicking the way they should be, where things aren't 100% smooth, and you have to be scrappy. And that's something every great team has always had to have in their back pocket, and Vitality's no different. They've got it there.
We've spoken so much about it. Round 19, I think we should run it straight away because it's clearly the game-changing moment in this one, right? It felt like to me that the Mongols were going to come back into this game. They were going to win. They have a strong buy right here. You get long control as well. You have long-range duels. You got all the space in the world. And yeah, maybe you're stuck 5 guys towards this one position. But again, with all the utility in the world, I'm not quite sure how the Mongols find themselves in this position. I love the proactivity coming out from Vitality right here. But again, it's a 4v2. I know there's a player stuck on the side right here with a max 7, Jason. But let's be honest, this should never, ever happen. It's complacency for the Mongols. They feel they get 3 opening kills, and then they completely disregard the fact that there could be another player and play it very, very carelessly right now.
I mean, just looking at this, I don't know if production, if you guys can play it again, just so I can see it a little bit better. But I think Vizinho kind of crossed long before that smoke plumed, and Techno didn't want to cross until the smoke popped, and he would have been the trade kill. Yeah, intelligent play. He would have been the trade kill, right? He would have been the guy with Vizinho kind of moving up and maybe able to get Apex before that second shot is able to reload. We're going to watch it again. Thank you, production, for this. And that's an interesting angle to it. And then when Techno gets across the smoke, finally, he takes that same close angle. He's not taking a wide angle, perhaps scared of someone over on catwalk, doesn't want to be exposed to anyone else who might be there. So smoke is up, they're crawling up, there's the flash peak, another smoke is coming in, it's going to be called out from the Mongols.
You know, people at home would be like, yeah, but they baited for Apex. They shouldn't expect the 4th guy to be right here. But still, let's be honest. Look at that spacing. Look at that spacing.
I mean, there was a smoke up, but it's being called from the team. So maybe Techno just like mentally like was waiting for the smoke that was called for, but it was there. So yeah, I'm not really sure, but just poor trading, poor spacing.
It's, excuse my language, it's piss poor for them. And it potentially cost him what would have been a massive win for that team. To beat Vitality twice in a row, doing such a good job coming back into the game, such a good job on the T side. And you also see how fragile they are. After they lost that round on the Max 7 right here from Apex, they weren't able to win a single round after that. So, I mean, say what you want, but the Mongols, they had it exactly where they wanted it. They could have won this map, they could have won this series, but a piss poor play and no whatsoever synergy in that round cost them the game.
But, you know, we can also have the same conversation about the Mongols that we mentioned on Mirage in the first map, where the Mongols were the ones up like 7-1, and it's like, you again, just clawing yourself out of that hole is such a difficult task to pull off. Like, especially momentum's all in the other team's favor, tons of economy is building up, and getting it out of that hole is so tough, and eventually when you do it, you're just kind of giving yourself breathing room for the second half. You're not really having a feel-good half at all.
Now we are going to move forward. There is another map to play. It's Nuke, if I'm not mistaken. Based on what we've seen so far, what are your thoughts on Nuke?
I mean, obviously, I'm at the both of these two liners play an awful lot, not only against each other, but also against other opposition. I think the Mongols have a habit of always forcing it in to be the 3rd deciding map, so whoever they face are willing to play the Mongols and Nuke as a 3rd decider. Same could be said for Vitality, so I think we can expect, you know, another close game, another competitive affair. Let's be honest, we cannot predict the future, but what we can predict is that I feel Vitality have shown us... Yeah, but Vitality have shown us once more, you know, that they're not playing the best game right now. And I like what you're saying, Jason, when you say that even though you're not playing at your best, you still got to find ways to win. And I think Vitality have a lot of different ways of doing that. Robs on Nuke, always a stable player, always a guy who can make it happen. Saivu, he's not going to have 2 bad maps in a row. I think Apex made a statement right here and does too as well. He's going to come in fired up. So I feel like there's more win conditions in the camp of Vitality than there is for the Mongols.
Sure, and I mean, just look at Mezzi had such a disgusting game defending this B bomb site. He was great on Dust 2, and he's going to be in that upper bomb site on Nuke as the anchor position. And we've seen him recently back at Cologne. He was like a hard carry player in that position. He was doing such good work for Vitality. So if he's going to carry this performance into the 3rd map, it spells trouble for the Mongols. I think this is where I'm with Jacob. I'm leaning towards Vitality, especially because I mentioned before the series began, at the start of the year, Vitality was picking this map in the series, picked it 4 series in a row, all series in which they won. The 4th time is when Mongols finally beat them, and then they went away from Nuke. But I mean, if you look at that and you're like, okay, well, so Vitality's beat you 3 times, you've beat them once on Nuke, and you come into this, and now I just lean towards Vitality in this sense. But the X factor is how much better it feels Mongols have gotten from February, March, April to now. Like, this team seems like they've taken a big stride forward.
It feels like that next test of the resiliency that we've been highlighting, that they've been maturing as a team, you lost Dust 2 in kind of a silly way to a Mag 7. You couldn't recover from that in the map, but it's what we were talking about for Vitality after the first map, which is you got to put it behind you. You have to have that reset in between. You have to go into a Nuke that you know you can test Vitality on.
Yeah, and I think we have seen a couple of weaknesses coming out of the Vitality camp on Nuke in this tournament. To give you a specific example, they played Tai Lu yesterday, and they were down 5-0 on the T side. And what happened was that Tai Lu was playing super aggressive. Obviously, winning the pistol, converting, that is what it is. The first 2 buy rounds, Tai Lu was pushing in towards lobby, and they caught Robs off guard 2 times. They pressured Vitality an awful lot, didn't allow Apex to call anything, didn't allow Vitality to execute anything. They just applied pressure from the get-go. So if I'm the Mongols, I'm looking towards Tai Lu. I'm like, if they can do it, if they can pull it off with their material and their players, then we should be able to apply pressure as well. So I really do hope that the Mongols, despite that horror showing of Dust 2 in the later stages in the second half, is going to come in and dare to play with the confidence of applied pressure. Because I'll be honest, Vitality, they're very great when they get space on Yard. They're very great when they get to play with the smokes. They're great when they get to set up Saivu with the AWP outside as well. Flame C and Apex, they love to go around below Heaven as well. But Robs is often left by himself in lobby. And if you can crunch that and get some space right here, maybe that's an opening.
That's what I was going to bring up, because I would actually love to see Mongols be aggressive, because I think Rops is the best player in the world at that position in lobby. And I mean, just in general, actually, maybe in Counter-Strike across all maps, like, I think Rops is one of the best player in terms of like maintaining map control of different parts so that he can be a presence late on, or the team can come back to him. But he does really good work in the ramp lobby. So I'd love to see Mongols go challenge him, because I think more often than not, I think Rops is going to get away with 1 kill and kind of disappear on you, get 1 kill, maybe go down 1 for 1 a couple of times. But like, if you're going to go out one of the best, I think Rops is going to be up to that task. I think Vitality would be happy if Mongols is like, we want to get aggressive and challenge one of your strongest players in lobby. Like, great, let's see what happens.
If you're Vitality, what are you focusing on as the plan coming in here on this nuke?
Yard control, Apex and ZywOo, that's like my favorite thing to bring up with these guys, with Vitality on Nuke. I love the way those two generally play together. I think especially the fact that they've been doing it for so long over the years. They have such a deep playbook. They have so many options of how they set up bait and switch, like little peaks, crossfires. They've got everything going. So I always find it really fun to watch Apex and ZywOo play outside on this map.
And I think when you add in Flame C to that mix as well, who sometimes is...
And Messi in the upper bombs.
And Messi as well, a player that can be very aggressive. I would love to see that as well. It does look like Vitality will start on the T side, which again, that offers up the opportunity for the Mongols to be aggressive on the CT side. Let's see what they want to do. I think one thing Vitality could do to change the tide of this game is by simplifying it in the beginning. Regardless of what happens in the pistol, regardless of who wins the first pistol round and converts, first buy round, simplify the game, Test Messinho on ramp. I feel like Messinho had a great game on Dust 2, but it hasn't really been consistently a great output for him as of recently, in particular on Nuke. Go 4-man towards ramp, do a 4-1 setup where you leave Apex in Yard, apply a bit of pressure with the smokes, and then just go 4-man ramp. Sometimes you can be the best team in the world simplifying Counter-Strike as long as you do it to a high level, and I think Vitality had that ability.
I think one thing for me in this matchup, I think this is actually going to be a pretty good indication of what level Vitality is at after some of these stumbles in the past couple of events. Like, I know, at least for Apex, and I imagine it's throughout the whole team, and I imagine he would have put it throughout the whole team. I imagine he takes this personally. I imagine this, like, these couple stumbles, and especially losing to this team, now playing him in the semifinals again, this is a grudge match for him. Like, this has a lot of pride attached to it, and for the older players, that means a lot. So, I mean, for me, it's like, what Vitality going to get? Is this going to be the Vitality that falls into a hole that's tough to get back from, or is this the team Vitality that looks razor sharp, that looks focused, that looks like nothing's going to throw them off their game? That's what I want to see, and that's going to be the indication of what Vitality we're working with.
And let's not forget the fact that Vitality are still playing for $1.2 million, 230K, obviously, from this tournament, another $1 million to the Club World Championship. There's a lot of stake right here, Mike.
A cool $1 million on the line, but for the Mongols, the pride of a nation behind them, are we going to get 2 series in a row for the Mongols? It's time to find out.
Well, you were telling me that sometimes Vitality recently have been going down in 2-0. That one that's not happening today in this semi-final. I am ready, and I hope you guys at home are too, for the final map of our first semi-final. Looking forward to seeing Falcons play a little later on today. Should be a bit of a banger matchup. But before we get there, we have to find out who's going to be picking up the win here. Vitality starting on the T side. Chatty B in the booth with me.
Yeah, that is coming down to the 9 for the third and decider. So the Mongols on the defense. And, well, if you take a look at Vitality, who have been the most dominant team of the year, they've played Nuke 21 times. They've won at 18. They've lost at 3. And of those 3 losses, 2 of them have been against the Mongols. So this series is far from done. Zinho is starting to progress around with these dualies. He's been ushered in by the support of Blitz USP at range. He's going to take away some lobby space. This is what Pimp wanted to see. I don't know if it was on the pistol round, but definitely on the rifle rounds.
This is geeky. I love what they're doing silo. 2 dropping main on a pistol. Okay, 9-10.
Oh, he's been run down.
Yeah, good headshot.
wow.
Blitz has his bell rung, just instantaneous headshot. Mezzi's looking good. Nearly had Blitz on the chase as well. Techno needed that. Goes down to Rob's push squeak.
Good punish.
Yeah, Mazinho should have Rob's here and does so. Weird one. Bomb's heading in towards the side, but sensational from Senzu. Woof. Okay, a quick 2 clicks, and the round has completely changed.
That's a showstopper. We'll just have to put this one in now.
Hang on, one of them's low. Don't forget that headshot that Mezzi hit earlier. Now Senzu's making a move, trying to make a break. Mezzi puts him down. Blitz with 1 HP up against the healthy Mezzi.
Well, Blitz could have slipped up the ladder there because he hears him in the sight. Instead, going main.
Here's you. Mezzi, your back is turned. Oh, the denial! And he's cold as ice. Not a smile, not a blink. Blitz denies Mezzi.
Oh, phew. Mezzi is one of these players, right? You look to him, he's safe pair of hands. Then when he can start exploding into the server, the output is there, right? He gets the opener onto 9-10, but he also got the dink onto Blitz.
1 HP.
And this is crazy because in both of those fights, like, he's adjusting to the other target. Senzu sets them up for the round. And Blitz on 1 HP converts it.
Wow. Okay. They decided they don't need nades, Chad.
Yeah, and I don't mind the approach. There's the ability to get this AK out thanks to Mezzi. So he drops that to Zaiwu. Zaiwu's been getting set up with dropped AKs throughout this series so far. So all about the firepower.
That's exactly what he's pre-aiming for. That's nasty.
9-10's had a rough one.
That's a very good start from Zaiwu's AK.
Yeah, 9-10 was very quiet on Dust 2. And starting with an opening death in an important round to win. It's up to Blitz towards B, but they are heading back up. Senzu can stall this out.
Yeah, Senzu's position actually looks perfectly suited to the task. At range, punishing the cross, taps at Mezzi for the second. Zaiwu's walking on him, and he's actually managed to find him, Mazinho. Just by the skin of his teeth, 4 versus 2. Techno's barrel maybe poking out. Robs might be able to relay.
2 players are very low. This is still risky.
It's far from easy.
Oh, he saw the barrel.
Yeah. Flames confirms there is someone on top of the hut. They'll try and make a move. Techno's ready for Robs, and there you have it.
All right, Techno just holding mouse one down as the W key also joins him around that corner. And that was a threatening round thanks to Zaiwu's opener towards Yard, but Senzu another important double kill. And they avoid disaster once more. This will be the easiest of the 3 rounds played so far. It's going to be a couple of deagles, 4 of which Flames will find himself on the Glock. How many players can you keep alive? That's the question for the Mongols. How much damage can you do, Vitality? This will be a very tough round to win. You'd love to get a kill, 2, get the bomb planted. Zaiwu first death, so a little bit of revenge there for 9-10, but this is against one of the easier moments. Oh, and they're just going to head straight into things. So Techno removes 2 with the Famous, and they'll get them up and bucket out as they sweep this one. Nice and easy. Now, Rops was instrumental with some very impactful rounds on Dust 2. Obviously, the ace on the pistol. A big clutch to his name as well. I think Mezzi's been very impressive to me with his impact across both maps so far. We'll see if he can keep it up here on map number 3 on the CT side. He's going to be anchoring down towards that ace site.
Yeah, I mean, the Death discussed it, saying he's even been somewhat of a carry from that anchor position, which is often, you know, not the case. Very impactful games, especially on Nuke from Mezzi.
Okay, so Pimp was talking about Tyloo being aggressive in towards lobby and isolating Rops, because if you're going to be doing some yard control, normally going to have at least 2 to 3 players out there for that space, so there are opportunities to isolate Rops, who's going to be tasked with dealing with squeaky door and lobby pushes. So let's see what the game plan from Mara and Blitz is. Okay, no lobby presence. Standard openers. Say no lobby presence, excuse me, I meant no yard presence as they mantle up Silo with 2.
Oh, wow, Blitz just wins out. And actually, hang on. Ooh, Flames. Close to not delivering on his trade promise there.
So lots of moving parts to all of this. The 1-for-1 so early, there's the opportunity to reroute now from Vitality, and Apex gets to be the puppet master from the grave, but so does Blitz, both in-game leaders. The player's dead, getting to monitor this.
They had to overcome the difficulty of extra smoke on Apex's corpse. They've handled it. Mazinho, though, is pushing into Zywoo's hold, and yeah, just in that off angle, Mazinho was not prepared.
Would he do it alone? That's the question.
One he's looking to answer. Holding Hut for now.
Techno might play ahead of this. Oh, he's calling the bluff on it. Next fight, 9-10, Zywoo. Oh, this is going to hurt.
Oh, he could have so
This is going to hurt.
Oh no, Flames pulls him away just by virtue of surviving.
Bomb down.
Okay, well that's massive. Senzu's kill may have just won them that round. Now Mezzi's walking through the smoke lackadaisical. And there's only going to be Robs to work with only 20 seconds, and that smoke is being held. Senzu spots and catches a whiff. Bomb is retrieved.
My
Oh,
God.
Robs. They've already got the body down. Techno's here. You've got your nades in your hand. Feeling awkward.
Shaky from Techno, grin on his face. 4-0 start. Very strong scenes from the Mongols early, because this should be another... Oh, actually, taking a look at the finances, they could justify Galil's and AK's, but no tack timeout to have the conversation. It will just be a partial. 3 Tech 9s, a Galil and a Deagle. So pressure will continue to be applied.
How much pressure, though? Sure, you got Kevlar this time, but you got nothing with your Deco. This one should be more threatening.
Yeah, at least the fact you've got this util now to force some rotations and keep the Mongols guessing.
Ah, that couldn't have gone much worse for Apex. Exposed in the middle, in the sludge of that HE. 9-10 onto Zywoo. Optus Galil revealed, and 9-10 is going to be able to evacuate. Okay, there's already been that rotation down. Senzu is spotted out, and Rob's good for at least the trade.
See, Robson the Clutch is so scary.
He is.
I wouldn't rule him out of anything.
No, I'm not ready to either, but oof, Techno is.
Techno just keeps swinging. Obviously, they get a little bit of information on his position there, but I just love the threatening factor of Techno so far. This tournament's been good for him. I believe coming into this series, he was the second highest rated player for the team. Blitz was the highest, and that means secondary in the tournament, just under Zywoo.
Yeah, but that's incredible. Blitz and Techno, you know, those are probably the last two names you're reeling off when you talk about the mechanical gifts of Mongols. But perhaps that's our mistake. Blitz definitely putting in a solid shift here, and Techno has too.
Okay, well, this is the tactical timeout called to get Xtaz on the mic to, well, that's the Apex Classic right there in slow-mo. Have the conversation about how they're going to proceed forward. So at this point of the game, the rifle rounds have been few and far between, but maybe some of the big issues that Xtaz wants to address is, boys, we haven't even got the bomb down yet. So it's okay to be losing rounds, but if we can continue to get a couple more kills, make these rounds more threatening, get that bomb down, it will help facilitate more buys. Is that a real place?
Yes, it is.
Okay, well, respect.
Oh, it gets worse for Robs.
And that's the squeaky nuisance.
Yeah, it's supposed to be popping out of that smoke, can't even get past the door. Held at the threshold.
Well, this is what they went for last time round, right? With both these players top silo, and he's grabbed another one. But, oh, and a team flash. He's meant to drop in a main off that.
Oh, it's losing its polish by the second. Senzu heard. Mollied out. Nice usage of his util there. Forces Senzu to all in the open. 10 HP and brings him down. Flames make an impact, but there's Techno denying onto Mezzi.
Hello.
Apex's legs. What's he done that for? Nice attempt from Flames.
At that moment, the team flash comes in. Flames can't drop. I thought Blitz would have had him dead to rights. The fact he gets any output is pretty decent considering the circumstances.
Just spamming smokes, bro.
Yeah.
Two of them in the round, just through lobby.
Feels like he's got a lack thereof. You would feel a lot of confidence as the Mongols going into this matchup, right? I quoted the stat lines for Nuke as far as Vitality is concerned for the year. 21 times played, 18 wins, 3 losses, and 2 of those losses being to the Mongols. 1 at Pro League, 1 at Dallas.
It's a lot of props.
Right, and that right there is, you know, definitely going to fill you with the good vibe tribe.
Okay,
My
another
giddy aunt.
opening. 007.
how quick have these 7 rounds been as well?
Oh, okay, Zywoo's in the server. Oh, okay, okay, referee sends him again through the smoke.
Check in PC, please.
I think so. This all hinges on Zywoo. Now, he doesn't have the bomb, but he's got space. After that nice specky shot onto 9-10, and I mean, going up the fence just seems like it's a death sentence. Senzu and Techno are not looking that way right now. It's not a fight. I fancy a Tech9 winning.
Now, and this round gets to settle for a moment, doesn't it? Because everyone's searching. Right? Mazinho is trying to see where Zywoo's gotten off to. Zywoo's trying to see if there's any aggressions. Now Blitz has a look.
I just don't see a world where Blitz gets nothing in this position with that weapon. Up against these opponents, sure, Zywoo maybe can take this up close and personal wide swing. Oh, and he can get it cleanly. 30 seconds.
You would love to have the high ground.
That's the plan. Techno might be able to disrupt this, though.
They're coming around.
Angle. Yeah, okay. He's up close. Jumping Tech9. Flames pulls the crosshair. Zywoo, little late to the punch. Finds Techno, but has his knife out. And so Mazinho gets himself the 7th round. And his 4th kill.
So here's another spokes fam, and then we'll get Senzu's. Guys, like how many kills in the last 2 rounds just been straight through smokes? Like, it is really nice to see Zywoo finding great output. Like they lose a kill, he gets one back. Like he's looking very sharp right now.
It's not enough. Not enough at all.
T-side nuke, if they can get to 3 or 4, they're still in it, right? But you're running out of those margins now. You need to start. This is going to be the first of what you hope is many of your Vitality.
Okay, we got some aggression and it's worked out. Robs can't catch a break. They're just charging at him. 3rd map, semi-final. Oh, plucks it from the air as well. They just can't get anything right. Mongols can do no wrong. They can miss no shots.
All right, well, I said Zywoo was hitting some. Now it's time to hit 5. A 1v5 situation for the Woo.
Ah, man, I don't think Vitality have been shellacked like this. Quite like this. Apex 0-8, Rob's getting spammed on down. He hasn't been able to get started. And Zywoo won't either. Flawless from Mongols, they keep this up. Now, normally it's Chad's job.
You want to take this one?
Can I do it this time?
Yeah, go for it.
It is still T-side nuke. Sure, 8-0 looks great. But Vitality, they'll have guns. And an 8-4 scoreline, many an 8-4 scoreline has come back in that 2nd half of play.
Again, I'm just going to return to the fact that bomb hasn't gone down yet in any of these rounds.
That's a good point too.
Right, so the thing is, they've taken this tag timeout, and Xtaz has gone, all right, listen, we know we just need a handful. We just need a smattering. So if we shove right now and we bring out Galils and whatever AKs we can, maybe without head armor, that's not going to give us our best opportunity. So let's just go for the partial.
Right.
We have pocket strats. We have these for a reason. Let's try to make it threatening. Let's try to get the bomb down so it can even get us a stronger buy. But as you can see on screen right now, we've got the EWC Club Championship going on, and that is going to be AGAL have taken the Crossfire Grand Final over Baisha. It's a huge win for them, and they're now confirmed to finish 6th, overtaking Gen G in the Club Championship.
Damn.
Speaking of the Club Championship, there's a lot on the line for this one.
Yeah, Vitality having an extra $1 million taken away from them if Mongols pick this up. Zywoo swings on in to Senzu's loving embrace. Okay, it's just a laser beam in his hands. You got to get that AK out ASAP. Vitality, an unfamiliar feeling washes over them. They're losing hard.
And Apex is very animated right now, which is par for the course, but he hasn't gotten anything going.
Oh, just the taps, the fact he doesn't panic. He's so chill right now.
They're managing 1.8 kills a round at the moment, Vitality.
Yeah, that's just simply not good enough, as Jacob would say.
They have had a couple of opening kills, right? So it's not like they've lacked them, but it definitely felt like it's one-way traffic. And now they're harassing lobby, throwing in deep nades, continuing to spam, not allowing them to be comfortable, not respecting. Here they come.
Oh, they're trying again. Techno still has vision. This time Flames opens up. Senzu in a pickle now. Does get overcome. There they go. The floodgates open. Vitality on their 10th time of asking, break through the defenses of the Mongols.
And it's flawless, all 5 staying alive, right? They can just get these last 2, go into the halftime break, win the pistol, win the first gun, this game's back on. And this is a class team, right? This is a team that lifted 7 trophies within the first half of the year. They were down and out, go back to Melbourne against Falcons, and guess what? They're coming up next against Aurora. This team have been able to dig themselves out of holes before. And that's the reason you are who you are. You need to put it on display right now unless you want to get sent home in another semi-final. Apex still yet to get a kill, but now he has a round, and that's the building blocks to begin with. So how many more can they find before that 2-minute break? Well, they get 2 more chances. Still plenty of money for the Mongols to buy this one and the next. These will not come easy. These will be against full guns. Either way, these teams will be playing tomorrow. We do have a 3rd place decider. But you want it to be the grand final best of 5 that you're competing in, not the consolation prize.
Be a real test for Mongols to see if they can just return straight back to their dominant fashion of defense.
They're going to try a nade stack.
Oh, and it's actually perfect. He's up there.
Dodges the lion's share of damage.
Yeah,
so
fair play.
No, just brought down to 75 short, but still keeping the ideas flowing out Vitality. Again, the 2 players up on silo, they'll line up their utility. Oh, and the head spotted. Senzu can't connect the dots. A tough shot to hit.
Flames on track to drop into him. AKVM4, Blitz looking the wrong way. That's another impactful opening from Flames. 2 sequential rounds, he's filled the feed first. Still though around the smoke, Techno good output. 910's on the site, gets one up close. Rops is gone, next victim, thank you very much. Waltzing through the smoke. 910 can't believe his luck.
The worst loss for Vitality on this map this year was to Spirit. It was 13-5. We're on track for something a whole lot more dire than that right now. I'm saying 3 or 4, it's workable. I would say 2 is the absolute bare minimum. The absolute bare minimum that Vitality need to work with.
So it is truly all to play for. The organization watching on as that dream of an extra $1 million from the club championship. If Vitality were to win, looks like it's just a pipe dream at this point.
Apex is across unscathed, still yet to find a frag. Would love to just get that for his confidence sake going into the halftime. 910 searching.
This is aggressive. What a round to do it in as well. The compulsory one for Vitality. Dancing between the 2 angles, and now they start their crawl.
Go for heaven and hell control here.
Gonna make a move, trying to wrap.
That should be heard.
Senzu, how does he play this? Mazinho as well in support. Oh, a missed shot from the AWP. That's awkward from Mazinho. Yes, 2nd time of trying. Just about gets away with his health. Low. Blitz there too. There's Mazinho finally onto Apex.
Techno up the vent.
Yeah, but he's trapped. Spotted out by Robs. Throws out a nice nade. Will do some damage. Significant damage at that, but looks like the compulsory 2nd round, and I can't believe I'm saying it, just 2 for this T-side should be theirs.
Oh, they've just grabbed the bomb right now. Techno has to come through this.
And he will. Pushes through, removing Mezzi. Bomb's making a move all the way around. Just got retrieved now. Zaiwu bringing it in. Flash turned. He might be trying to be able to catch Zaiwu on the cross, but he's ready. Just 2. Mongols 10. It is a dream for Mongols to walk into that grand final. Have Vitality got what it takes to take us the distance? Semifinals on Saturday, but Mongols, they're used to going to the Sunday these days. Could another grand final be within touching distance now? Mongols 10, Vitality 2. Sure, T-side nuke, but what was formerly seen as the unbeatable, Mongols have proven otherwise and now look to be the only team to have beaten Vitality twice. Tantalizingly close, Chad, especially with this pistol now.
I can't believe they're ramp rushing. They know it's Rops who holds here.
Okay, they want to fight Rops again. So far, he has looked human. Up against Mongols, up against Senzu. Mazinho leading the pack down lower. Apex to receive them. Rops does tap the head of Mazinho. Bullets flying left and right. Rops a good one on the second. Adjusting to Techno, but Techno matches his output. Mezzi nothing. Senzu hits it. They have to count on Flames and Zaiwu now. Any hope contingent on them winning this one. Senzu denies a quick tap to the head of Zaiwu. Now it's sidelined, it's just Flames. Nice tap. Flame with the doors, opens them up again. Techno on that elevated angle. What a round he's had. Techno 4K with 3.
Oh, this is the supportive element. You get people out there, they're saying, get replaced Techno. This kid's not bringing enough. Right now, he is 20-6 and impact being felt.
That's got to be it, Chad. Is it really going to be a whimper on map 3 from Vitality?
I can't believe they just rushed ramp as well. I'm sitting there, I'm scrolling through Skybox, I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, you know, some rounds they like to do outside crawls on the T side, sometimes they like to pounce into ramp, but this is Vitality. Rops holds ramp, he's always there. Sometimes he's got those dualies.
But they're Mongols, just go shoot.
Oh, just rush top.
Just rush top with your Mac 10, the flashes are good, Flames is blind, and it's 2 from Techno. He cannot be stopped, he cannot be tamed. Let's finding Zaiwu again, empty hands for the Wu. Okay, Rops, he is kicking up a fuss. Apex up the vents with that unforgettable Mag 7, this time not getting the same output. Techno's learned his lesson. 22-6 from Techno, storms into the top site, and it's 12. This is unfathomable.
Oh, this is the thing. Mongols, it's just been a slow rise in the middle of 2024. It was okay, this team is sharp. In 2025, this team was in the major grand final, losing to Vitality, the team of the year so far. They come into the second half. Apparently, they didn't even bother practicing for Cologne. They go into Bounty, they topple the Titans. They lose in the grand final in a bit of a whimper, but they're lining up another one.
You wouldn't do it again. Techno wants to go down the vents, and he's dipped immediately, throws disarray into the comms. Rops, he spotted a cheeky bit of ankle there. Catches him on the flashbang. There's Apex with the shotgun, removing Techno.
All right, stunted, 3v5. This one's gonna be tough, but they still get the firepower advantage.
Yeah, Apex still with that Mag 7, relocates. Zaiwu drops into lend a hand. Looking for that fight up close. Senzu trying to force fight. Zaiwu opens the door, gets caught out. Senzu, oh my god, he's nearly had him. He might dunk on him. The finish with the 1-2 forces him into flames.
2v5.
Unwinnable, unwinnable. Have you got anything to say, 9-10? And Mazinho to take this semi-final, to knock out the Demon King that is Vitality. There's one from Mazinho. Rops good for a second. And 9-10 holding strong for a moment longer. Does remove Rops. A whole lot more required. He's going to get overwhelmed, pulling the crosshair all over the shop. Vitality forced into the force and extend play.
Okay, well, they're going to be able to pick up some AK. Some upgrades are available for them here, so this will extend play for a moment longer. The bomb goes down. There's extra $600. Blitz, 9-10, Mazinho, all in AK range. Senzu can go for a Galil, and Techno can go for something a little bit lighter. They may as well keep the pressure up. They're doing it their way. There's a furious pace to this. There is no respect being shown. And the fact that they finally, after 9 matches on the 10th time of asking, took down Vitality.
Yeah, what was the tweet? No one can beat Mongols 10 times in a row.
And this is the thing, right? They're going up again here on the 11th outing, and they are showing that they look comfortable. They're no longer scared. Just constantly adding these reps.
But that's it for a team that was so difficult for you to beat. Once you've beaten them, does that, break the floodgate? The wins just keep stacking up here. Certainly making a strong case are the Mongols. Linz is the first man down secret, Apex to block.
Well, they've taken the pace out of it, but they've still gotten this space quite easily. Now that we're just into a standard gun round after the pistol and then that exchange of 4 spies.
Blitz announces that he's down there. Apex trying to force him back.
It was Vitality that decided to take this to Nuke, and I understand the scoreline. I'm not using that to rub it in, but my point is that maybe the Mongols thought this would be an Inferno pick as the second, or at least as the third. So they have been storming through this. This round, it's the 50-second mark. Still a whole boatload of utility for the Mongols to find their finish in this one. It has the attention of two. Come down to this top side. We've been talking about Mezzi, safe pair of hands. Well, he's going to need to find some output right here, right now.
Yeah, Flames looks like he's managed to catch one. No, he hasn't. Messi, but Mezzi steps up strong. There's Zywoo down after one, but there they go. Empty hands for the second attempt. Now Blitz up in heaven already. Rops, that completely nullifies your rotation. You can't come up the ladder. Blitz will get it. That will be it. Oh, but he has the presence of mind to catch him. Rounding the corner. Rob slips off the ladder as the bomb is planted. It's Apex coming in to ask questions of Main. Rob is heard. Headshot provided. He's so quick with it. Damn. Oh, they're getting close. But Vitality hold on once more. Rob's really, I mean, I can't believe he's gotten cleared for Blitz there.
I wonder if we get a Mara timeout now. They're in a position with roughly 3K across the board, so that they could go for some partials, and the loss bonus gives them 2,400, so it could be a full buy, but then only 2 players staying alive. They also know it's very tense over there in the Vitality camp. This kill right here from Robs makes all the difference. Levels it up to the 2v2, then both duels are just isolated. Apex, with a very slow start, is starting to warm back into things. That's his 3rd kill, so it's not a lot to boast. The Mongols will not continue to shove. And will take the financial option to bring the rifles out into the next. But they do have these Deagles, and if you remember Mirage, they were absolutely deadly.
Hard to forget Mirage, the way they were hitting their Deagle shots.
Vitality is not a team that you want to give the option to slowly build back into a game. So this round, while seeming unlikely, they want to keep it threatening.
Oh, that's all right from 9-10. Maybe they get the bomb plant out of this. Shouldn't be anything more to be said about that, though. Numbers advantage. Okay, wow, bit of team play. Actually throws the rifle to Senzu, but he gets nothing out of it. And so he gets some extra cash, and Vitality will get themselves their 5th. It's just, it feels like such an insurmountable task for Vitality when 12 is found so quickly. After a 10-2 half, you know, they get the pistol, they get the second.
Yeah, when I said 2 was the absolute bare minimum, it came with winning the pistol round, and then, you know, make sure you get the first gun round, and holding him. Maybe you lose a silly one, but then, you know, you're able to still build back in. But right now, this is such a mountain to climb. Rops continues to put up a big fight.
He's the only reason we're still here, Chad.
No 910 AWP, they're opting for rifle heavy. The finances would have been there to have that conversation in one way, shape, or form.
Okay, Zywoo is equipped with his.
Apex, this is very brave.
Lit straight through. He paid a very heavy price for that.
This isn't a...
Oh, perfect pre-aim onto Senzu, knows his preferences. Doesn't elect to immediately run away, calls for the smoke break. Now 9-10 just as
good
he looks
timing,
away.
great timing.
Oh, spotted now, Techno gets the info. Oh, Apex, yeah. Just the finest of margins.
It was Maroon there, wasn't he, in no man's land. Couldn't go back, had to go stand for that fight, but couldn't deliver it. Now the rotation's down to B. Nothing for the CTs just yet. Flamesy and Mezzi want to search yard, see if they can catch these players floating outside. The bomb is here as part of this, so if they...
Oh, good shot from Techno.
He just continues delivering.
He is beaming, no way! He gets Mezzi as well. Outrageous.
Trying to throw the bomb across, gonna get past the missed shot!
It. Oh, I guess a whole new lease of life now. Is this it? Rops doesn't think so. Removing Blitz.
You want to go away. You know where the AWP was.
And they will. Nowhere to be found. Nice connection. Removes 9-10. House gives himself a smoke to play around. Just trying to live. Extend play. Oh, quick flick.
Up the heavens.
Finding Techno. Mzinho overrun, and we go again.
Okay, this is where the pressure's going to start to mount on the Mongols. A couple of good opportunities so far. That was a 2v4 situation. It's the superstars on the other side of the server.
Okay, looks like Techno's trying to keep the atmosphere light. You are still 6 rounds ahead of Vitality, but That gap has closed for the last 4 rounds in a row.
Felt like they did capitalize on the information. ZywOo, just great. Hasn't necessarily had the best series so far. Dust2 is pretty quiet, but is finding his voice in and out of the server. Again, it will not be the full buy. Partial upgrades behind a hero AK. Eyes right now, we're going to say should be on, Rop's on ramp, but they're being held at bay by this smoke. Blitz has been able to get across again. Already blocked, so you know that somebody is down towards B. That's good information for the Mongols to work with. But they need to squeeze this, right? It needs to be perfect pathing, and every time you get info, you need to make sure that they're scared to re-peek into the line because you don't have util to force them away.
It's interesting and curious that oftentimes they do want to ask if Robs can hold these lesser weapon rounds.
Okay, that's loose piece dealt with.
Oh, he got caught moving, still gets his, and ZywOo picks up one as well. Oh, hit a traffic jam on the ladder.
I know Apex is down here somewhere, but do they expect him to be in the site?
Yeah, he's had that bomb drop as well. Mezzi will be able to provide the sight line of the push on Apex's position. Senzu back to lobby.
Does have time to go outside if he wants, but looks like he's going to poke his head in squeaky on the fade of the smoke.
Ooh, a little bit of a sound cue. ZywOo gave a step. Yeah, Senzu nearly in position. Quick reactions from the sniper. And he'll have another one right here. Thank you very much, says ZywOo. Not too much friction from the Mongols, bar that 2v3.
Now look, the scoreline is 12-7. It's like, okay, they just need one more round. But again, I want to return to this. The reason that we talk about Vitality and we hold them in such high regard, they've literally had 4 losses this entire year.
Yeah. 1
to EF, that's before they started them dominance. 1 to Legacy and a best of 1 at the major. We'll throw that one to the wayside. And then 2, this side of the tournament break, which we could say, okay, they've come out, they're a little bit complacent, they're a little bit slow, maybe they're not hitting their stride immediately. And then the question was, okay, well, how long will it take for them to get back flying, soaring at the top of Counter-Strike? And especially when the 2 losses they've had are against teams that they've played an awfully lot of times. Maus, I think it was 7 times just this year. And for the Mongols, when you go back into 2024, this is the 11th outing between the cores.
Yeah, they've played a lot. Every month since February, I said on the way in. An attempt at some gymnastics doesn't work out for the speed boost.
Samara's taken the timeout. He has 1 more available to him. And at the moment, beating Vitality, that for a lot of teams is almost like winning the grand final. Obviously, it's not, right? But that's the conversation, right? You need to be able to get past these guys if you want a chance and a shot at the trophy.
Yeah.
So the pressure just to get past them, especially when you had such a chunky lead, this is interesting. So 2 players ready to activate off of Silo on a late timing.
They are running and they're gunning into that top site. Techno wants to draw blood, does so. Mezzi got empty hands. It's up to Flames. Just the one. Is it sufficient? Forced away. Apex trapped at the vents. If he catches the right timing, he could put something onto Blitz. Here's him departing. Oh, let's catch the spot. Apex trapped. ZywOo through the main smoke. Considering making a play, Techno does get tagged up by the spam of ZywOo. All to play for now. Mongols tantalizingly close to throwing another knockout blow to Vitality. The back-to-back, 2 kills away. Rops has managed to save him on multiple occasions. Is this too much to ask? Techno seems to think so. Only Mr. Cool, and the Mongols take it. Vitality, a 3rd consecutive semi-final loss. Mongols have broken through the oppression of Vitality's rule.
And what a performance from Techno. 27 kills to his name. He was an absolute monster. And the scoreline might read 13-7, but they threw them around the server. They've overcome their demons. And Vitality, this isn't a slip-up anymore. The Mongols take them down. They are the first team in 2025 to take down Vitality twice. Handed their 5th loss of the year. The Kings, the crown slipping.
Yeah, a Mongolian horde have ran into town and stolen it for themselves. Wow, a grand final. Mongols in attendance once more. It's a recurring theme. Mongolian Counter-Strike not only on the map, but on top. Makes the #1 look weak on that 3rd map.
And we know that the whole country watches on. We're there in the server, and they will be in the server again tomorrow. It will not be that third place decider. It will be a best-of-5 grand final. It will be against either Aurora or hometown heroes, the Falcons. That matchup coming up next for the Mongols. They've got tonight to prepare. Lara took the timeout. They got the round they needed.
We'll get to hear now from your victorious Mongols with Ian.
Thank you very much, guys. The final favourites in Vitality are now out of here, courtesy of the Mongols. And the crowd here absolutely love this team. I'm here, I told you, I'm here with Techno, who just had an absolutely unbelievable final map there. 27 kills. Do you thrive under this kind of pressure?
No, actually, I think it was just my day, actually. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah? Well, you've proven something massive here because you beat Vitality last week. This time it's on a much bigger stage with much higher stakes. What do you think you've proven here as a team?
I think it shows we're improved from the last times we lost against them. And yeah, it's the second time we're winning them. It's the proving game also, but we need to do more. Yeah, I know it.
One more step away from raising the trophy, but before you get there, you've got to be so proud of representing Mongolia. You've got such a huge fan following back home. What do you want to say to them that are watching you right now?
Thank you, and keep cheering for us. Thank you.
This guy is a monster, but he's so chill, relaxed, and composed. I love it. Would you like to go and crush another key? That's a yes.
Yeah.
He thought about it, but we're going to go and do it. This is it.
So, here's MVP, guys.
Say again?
MVP. Yeah, also, happy birthday, Mamba. Today was Kobe Bryant's birthday, and happy birthday.
Thank you so much. One of the greatest of all time. Shout out to Kobe. But for you now, let's go and do what you need to do. We have our first grand finalist locked in, and it's the Mongols. On the other side, though, with this loss, their organization missed out on an extra $1 million. But for the players, it's back to the drawing board. Team Vitality's key will be crushed. Crushing keys and crushing dreams. Techno, just one last word for you. You can just see it beyond the camera here, the trophy. One more matchup ahead of you. Can you do it? Can you complete the mission?
I always say like we're gonna be champion this time, and this time things, and I don't want to say anything. Just we will play our game.
They'll do their best. Thank you very much, and best of luck in the grand final. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have Apex with me from Team Vitality after a loss against the Mongols. I do want to talk to you about a lot of things, to be honest, but let's just keep it simple. You guys lost twice in a week against the Mongols. Can you tell me what's it about them that just doesn't work for you guys?
Well, the sure thing is they were better the 2 times. Newbies. But yeah, it's live. We're not there yet. We know that they were better, and that's it. Not much to say about that.
Well, as a leader for the team, as their IGL, how do you think you guys can bounce back from this and get back on track to be the Kings again?
Well, I think I don't know exactly. I think we have to talk with the guys, but the sure thing is we're working a lot. We're trying to get back to our level. It's not happening yet. We had a fantastic season. the first part of the season, and we wish we want to do the same, but we will have to reflect a lot and see what goes wrong in general, because yeah, it's not good enough yet.
All right, well, best of luck to you. There's still so much to look forward to for the rest of the year, so we'll see you guys very soon. Thank you, guys.
Not just victory, but domination on Nuke. Mongols thriving for the second time in this matchup, showing that it wasn't just a fluke at Bounty, that they're going to do it here at the Esports World Cup. And how about that little pop-off from Senzu?
How about that? How about the Mongols absolutely dismantling Vitality? Let's be completely honest, that game was not close. On Nuke, there was only one team on the server. Then I know Saivu had a couple of moments where you start to believe that maybe a comeback is possible, but when you look at that game, Jason, I think it's like Apex said, you know, fair to say that the Mongols the first time around were the better team. Here the second time, by far the better team. Vitality didn't really put up a fight on Nuke.
They had some unlucky things happen in the first half during that little streak that Mongols got. I mean, look, first things first, it's like important to note the two maps that Vitality lose in the series, they get buried in deep holes right out of the gate. Like terrible starts and the two maps they lost. And Mongols had the terrible start in the map they lost as well. So the early momentum is really serving them well. But look at this, like Senzu gets this kill, he kills 2 through smoke, kills Rops through a smoke, kills Aiwu through a smoke. A couple rounds later, he's gonna kill Rops through the smoke again. Like, and those are rounds early on during the streak where it's like Vitality is trying to get into the game and it's like, oh, we're 3v5 for no reason. Oh, we're 4v5 for no reason. Just smoke spam. And I mean, just kind of schooled them in this half. And there's the fight back from Vitality to a certain extent, but you could tell when it's 8-0, when it's 9-0, 9-1, whatever it is, that's the first time in this kind of after the player break where it's felt like Vitality just kind of got knocked off the tracks and didn't have a plan to get back in. It felt like they were looking at each other like speechless themselves and not sure what to do to get around this.
Yeah, I mean, we've had brawls even the last time around between these two teams. It was a crouch. Was the difference between victory and defeat. Came right down to the wire, but here you're right. Derailed right at the beginning, and by the time they even get the car back on the tracks, they're way too far behind.
I mean, like, there was like, during that run in the first half, I like almost felt bad for Vitality because like Mongols was just hitting everything. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, all 5 players in the right place at the right time, all 5 players, first bullet headshot, all 5 players just immediately destroying everyone who showed up on their screen. And it's, I think Chad like even mentioned it during the cast. It was like at one point on Nuke, like Vitality was averaging like 1.2 kills a round, and it's just like, I don't know what to tell. Like, at some point, no matter what tactic you're running, if your opposition is hitting like that and shooting like that, what are you supposed to do?
And I think that's what we gotta give the Mongols all the credit in the world, to be completely honest. On Mirage, if we just remember back a couple of hours ago, they were by far the better team as well. I think the scoreline was 13-9 or something. Vitality had to make a bit of a cosmetic comeback to make that look okay. On Dust 2 as well, 9-9. The Mongols losing that round to the Max 7 as well in a 2v4. Let's be honest, the Mongols could have won all 3 maps in this series, and it sounds ridiculous to say it in that fashion, but that's how good they were playing today. They were in contention for every single half they were playing throughout this game, and I think the performance they had here on Nuke was just absolutely fantastic.
Look at these Techno numbers.
Techno averaged a kill and a half a round. They had 145 ADR. That's so insane.
Actually disgusting. I mean, what a map from Techno. There's a reason Senzu came over and grabbed the mic for the MVP. We're just not used to seeing that. We have sometimes...
Now tell me why he gave Mamba the happy birthday.
That I don't know. He's just a big fan. He's just a big fan, apparently.
Yeah.
That is the crazy part, right? Because we've been speaking about Blitz, you know, he's had a bit of a resurgence. He's had a great tournament so far. Spoke a bit about Messinho starting to look slightly better. 9-10 is always a point of conversation. Sensu is always a point of conversation. I mean, we pretty much went through the entire segment, Jason, without mentioning Techno's name, right? And then he comes in here on Nuke, and he's the deciding factor. You said it, they have a very deep roster right now.
It's looking deeper the more I see him play, I'll tell you that.
Exactly, and I think this is the greatest testament to that you have 5 players within the Mongols right now who all can step up at the crucial moments and be the difference maker.
And I mean, it was. I think individually, Vitality players kind of recognized that this was like that they were just so buried and was going to be such a difficult. Like, some of the kills Techno was getting towards the end were just like, how are you not dying? Like, it just felt like Vitality players just individually like just missing shots, maybe just mentality shifted, but like there were kills you normally see them get. These players get right here. Watch this one. Watch this next one on Mezzi. That's a kill for Mezzi normally. Like, he gets like the first six bullets on that shot. He's already kind of properly baited his teammate to have a nice timing on the repeak for the trade and just misses the opportunity. So I think individually Vitality players just kind of slipped once they realized the level that the Mongols were bringing into the third map.
Which we're just not used to talking about that for Vitality, right? This is a team that's found a million ways to win in the last season. They were always the team that you couldn't count out. We saw them in the grand finals, gutting it back in maps where you think they're totally done. And it's a different story now. I mean, Chad put it nicely there, the crown's slipping, and we have to start the conversation. We're going to start a dialogue here because it's 3 events in a row. It's 3 semifinals exits in a row.
I think it's important that we establish some context to this, though, right? Because we're going to talk about like some issues with Vitality. What are the issues and blah, blah, blah. Is it time for alarms or anything like that? I just want to contextualize and say, it's fine. Let's talk about the issues they're having and what we might think they are. But the issues that they're having isn't like a disaster. They're still in the semifinals, right? The issues they're having is getting back to lifting trophies, not so much like, oh, this team has completely disappeared. So I think it's very easy to overreact after a team has been so dominant for half a year and then doesn't show that dominance next. But we have to contextualize that this is still one of the best teams. The problems they're having is against teams ranked number 2, teams ranked number 3, number 4. That's it.
Where's the fun in context, Jason? Where's the fun in No, I think you're absolutely right.
You got to keep it real with these guys after the year they've had.
They've brought it up themselves. I think Rob said it in an interview that it's like normally for most teams making 3 semifinals in a row at this caliber of tournament would be a good thing.
It's a dream stretch.
For them, it's disappointment.
Yeah, it is disappointing, and it's disappointing when you don't win a trophy, and especially coming out of the player break, right? Had they won one of those tournaments where they got into a semifinal, or had one of them been a final, I think that would have dialed the conversation down a little bit. But as you said, obviously for a lot of different teams, that's a dream stretch, but not for Vitality. And that's the bar we're keeping them up to. And I mean, let's be honest, when you listen to the players, when you hear from Robs, when you hear from Messi, when you hear from Apex, they all say the same thing. We do not play our best brand of Counter-Strike right now. We are not satisfied with how we perform. So why are we trying to make it that we should be satisfied with what they're doing?
Reminder for what it cost them here as well is another $1 million in that Esports World Cup Club Championship. It wasn't just the Counter-Strike prize.
They don't give a damn about that. It doesn't matter for Vitality. It's a big thing for the club Vitality, obviously. $1 million is an awful lot of money, and I'm sure that could have been spent well on some of these expensive salaries. But for Vitality as a team, in the context of Counter-Strike right now, the hunting season is on, Vitality is no longer immortal. Vitality can be beaten by the Mongols, by Mouse. Who knows what would have happened if Falcons would have played.
And who else? Well. Who knows who else is coming next?
Exactly. That's the cool thing about it. And if anything, it makes me super, super happy. It opens up the entire season and the entire circuit where teams like Falcons can start to dream. Mouse can start to dream. The Mongols are now heading into a final where they will be the favorites tomorrow, regardless of who they face. Other teams than Vitality can start to dream about trophies. And I think, to me, that's the biggest storyline outside of the fact that, yes, Vitality are not hitting 100% right now, but they're still at 90, which is okay.
Well, I think we also have to remember, too, like, I think when I hear the players, like, that's all well and good when the players say the things that you just mentioned, and there's going to be some accuracy to it, but I put it under the umbrella also of, like, you have to remember that every single team in the Counter-Strike scene for the past 6 months has been trying to figure out how to beat Vitality. It's been like the #1 goal of literally every single team. So not only have we seen so many teams make roster changes to try and increase their firepower to fight against Vitality, but they've also probably been the most watched demos across pro teams, most watched replays, most studied team that we've had in quite some time to figure out exactly what they're doing that is so effective, that's allowing these players to be so strong. And at some point, that's going to catch up with you. So that, for me, that all that conversation about we're not playing our best game, we're not as efficient, not everyone's playing as well as they could be, it falls under the umbrella too of where it's just like, on some extent, you have to expect that these teams are going to figure you out at some point. And it might be time to retool some things. It might be time to tweak a couple things here or there, a couple details, different protocols, different rotations. It might be that point of the season where you have to change a couple of the things that you've done that have served you so well for the past 6 months, because the Counter-Strike scene is so busy and they're playing so deep in these tournaments, they don't have time to refresh it during the 6 months where they win everything. Now is the time where they have to go back. So this is going to be a job that falls on Apex as the leader, on Xtaz as a coach, as Mats as the analyst. Those guys are going to have to get together when they have some time and start figuring out which details they want to tweak and where the problems are really lying.
One more thought on the Mongols as we move in. With the caliber that we've seen from the Mongols throughout this tournament, is this a team that not just could, but should lift this trophy here at the World Cup?
I mean, if you look at it objectively speaking, they will head into the grand final tomorrow as the favorite, I'd say. They've consistently shown that they've been playing Counter-Strike at a high level. A major final, obviously, in Austin. Cologne was not a disaster for them. They went into the quarterfinal as well, and then a semifinal, a grand final at the Bounty, and now another grand final here. So yeah, objectively speaking, the Mongols is the favorites heading into tomorrow, regardless whether that's going to be Falcons or Aurora. Do I think they're going to win? No, but it could happen.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
That's a hot take. They should win it. They should be the favorites, but they're not going to win it. Hot take.
I think my expectations are that they lift this trophy. Like, they have to lift this trophy. Like, we've been waiting for them to lift a big trophy for some time, and you don't want to be a team if you're Mongols. Like, you don't think about this as the player, as the team, right? But from our perspective, it's like you don't want to be the next Mouse. You don't want to be the next team where we're just like, why the hell can't
That's
these
where
guys...
I'd put them.
Yeah. Why the hell can't these guys win a trophy? Why the hell can't these guys get over the hump? How many losses do they have to take in the semifinals? How many failures before they learn how to actually win the trophy? It's time now. And you've just shown you can beat Vitality in this fashion. You've shown them you can beat them twice in a row. So now you better show us you can go win a trophy, because if you don't, I'm extremely disappointed in Mongols.
Now, I think you've got something for us here. Speaking of your hot takes, it's a doctor's note, courtesy of our friends at Dr. Suleiman Al Habib Medical Group.
Yeah, and I kind of was asked to do this, before today. And my hot take is that I think Falcons are going to win this tournament. I really do think that they have everything what it takes right now. This honeymoon period again, where you get Kyusuke in, you get a bit of practice. I think Nico is speaking about, he's feeling more comfortable with the changes in the practice and the change of roles. I have Falcons as an underdog to win the entire thing. I had it before today's game as well, and right now Vitality has done Falcons a huge favor. Obviously, they have to get the job done themselves against Aurora in this semi-final, but if Falcons are heading in versus the Mongols tomorrow, I'm going to put my money on the Falcons.
Oh man, I'm gonna say Mongols is gonna win the final no matter who they play against. I mean, part of it is I think they're playing incredibly well, and I truly do believe they'll win. I also think you're going up against whichever team comes out on the other side of the bracket. It's two teams who have already been struggling and are on kind of a redemption arc, not so much hitting a moment where they should be winning trophies, just trying to get back into the swing of things.
That's every time that happens. That's whenever Nico and Monis is winning trophies.
Sure.
Every time with
But
G2.
I think the other factor of that is going to be Mongols is going to have the map pool advantage, which they haven't always had throughout their run as a team as well. And you go into a best of 5, and that advantage is going to get even bigger. So I look at this and I see the way the players are playing. I see Blitz, the number 2 ranked player in the tournament so far. Like, you see Techno playing the way he was, Senzu showing up in these semifinals as well. I don't see a reason why they shouldn't win this trophy, and if they don't, it's like, what are we doing here? Well, what's going on?
Another mouse.
Well, those will be questions for tomorrow. But for today, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, can the Falcons fly high, or will it be Aurora straight through to that grand final?
I am precision. All intention. Every frag.
Quad kill in defense of Ram, just like that.
I am speed.
Kiyasuke's got to do it alone, but he's just doing everything right
movement.
now. 4 shots with the USP connect to the head of Furia.
I am.
Bro, where's Maxim? It's almost practice time.
I'm still trying to find him, actually.
Man, these young players nowadays, they're just...
I don't know where he is. Nico, you will not believe, man. I found him.
Where is he, man?
He's at this sim racing. It's crazy.
Sim racing? Bro thinks he's Max Verstappen.
What's up, bro? He is him.
here.
Well, I don't know if you were all ready, but I certainly was. Where were you guys when we got ready for this next matchup? Oh, wait.
Right
Mixwell.
here. Yeah.
Right here, yes. Mixwell, what's up, dude?
Hello, guys. It's nice to see you again after so many years.
It's been a while.
It's true. Mixwell, you're no stranger to us. We know you for a long time now, but perhaps you catch people at home back up to speed. Where you been? What you been doing?
I was a former pro player in CSGO before. I played in Optic and Cloud9, G2, Movistar Riders, and then I switched to Valorant, and now I retired, and I'm doing
what
watch
happens when you
parties.
switch to Valorant, huh? You just retire.
Yeah, I retired, and now I'm doing watch parties, and I'm a streamer.
Now you're enjoying life.
Yeah, you're kind of loving it. Okay.
Give us a little bit about being a streamer compared to being a pro player.
I think it's much more chill life, especially if you have a big community. You need to, you have more time to spend with your family and friends. I sacrificed many years playing because I liked it a lot, but I got tired of it, and now I feel like I'm enjoying much more myself and the people around me, you know?
Well, I think it's funny, too, because some of the players that you played alongside of, we still have in the server today, like a NAF, for example, still finds himself over at Liquid. Do you ever look around and you're like, man, you guys are still going. Good for you guys.
I was talking to NAF yesterday, and we didn't talk for a long time. He was telling me that all of the Optic roster that we were together had a great career and everyone is doing great. We kind of had this wholesome moment of realizing that we made it, you know? And he was, in my opinion, the most talented player from our roster, and he's achieved so many things, and I'm so happy for him, super proud.
Do you still follow Counter-Strike these days and follow Valorant and other esports titles?
I watch Counter-Strike every time I can. I did the co-stream for the EM Cologne as well, so I know what is going on, and I still follow it. I think Counter-Strike is still the king in esports.
Better than Valorant, yeah?
I think Valorant has to catch up. I mean, I think they are both great, but I think CS has too much lore. People know each other for such a long time that it's really easy to do storytelling. And also the game is great, so you have a lot of things that are good for it.
So let's do this then, because we do have a game in front of us, right? We do need to send a team into the grand finals. Mixwell, you've probably watched a lot of the tournament thus far. Any surprises? And better yet, who do you think's going on to play the Mongols in that grand final?
I think Falcons has a good chance of doing it. I think Aurora played great the other day. I think they need to play even better to beat Falcons. I think Chantras and Wicadia or what?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah,
you're good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, Wicadia has to perform really well because I think Falcons, after the 2-week bootcamp that they had, they are playing much better than before, and I think Falcons might win this tournament. I think they might, but my favorite is Mongols right now.
Okay, what can we ask? What is it about the Mongols? Is it about the play style? Is it kind of like just watching them grow and flourish?
I think all of them are playing really good. This is really important, and also what I like the most about them is that they react really fast to what is going on. It's something that some teams are really slow to understand what they have to do, and Mongols, after watching them, I feel like they are the ones that react faster. Falcons have really talented players, but I don't think they react as fast as them.
You said Wicadia, we said it was okay. Now, how do you say that new guy's name over there at Falcons?
Kyosuke.
There we go.
Nailed it,
That's
huh?
pretty spot on. Well, I tell you what, Mixwell, we do have to get that game underway. So, you want to plug your channels? You want to tell people where they can find you?
Right now, I'm co-streaming on Twitch TV /Mixwell. Even though we speak in Spanish, if you know Spanish, you can come and watch us. If not, I'm sure there's a lot of good co-streamers.
Come and learn Spanish.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Well, cool. Mixwell, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
We are going to see what exactly is in front of us as this one goes forward. Aurora versus the Falcons after this.
I think they have very strong firepower in the team. The recent games, they've been showing very good. Counter-Strike, we play with 5 players, first of all, and there is also Tezas and Kixon, and Tezas and Kixon will destroy them. It's not about stars in the team. Solo plays creates highlights, but teamwork creates history.
Falcons, it's 50-50 because they have also this pressure. They have to win because a lot of people is behind them. And also, they have a lot of supports. So I think it's 50-50. It can balance like one side to other sides. Falcon match can be really difficult. I think they have good individually, but I believe in my teammate. I believe in myself also, and I think we have the strength to beat them, and hopefully we can show that.
Oh, jumping denial! No time for this one! No time! He can't do it!
Porsche's backside, he hears every step. Molly in your face. Morrissey comes through the fire. He hits the shot. Drop with the plan with a second to spare. Hill will take it. And Morrissey finds the round.
I like their team. I like Aurora. It was nice to watch you guys as well before Eternal Fire, but cheer for Team Falcons.
Well, yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Monesi. Of course, if we look at our Jamil Motorsport arrivals, it is just about time to get these teams situated in the server. Aurora, having put FaZe out, having knocked out Heroic, then look to continue on today, having to put away the Falcons, not necessarily on the cards. Let's find out.
How good did that win feel yesterday over Mouse, and how important was it for you guys on the team?
That was very important for the confidence and also for the good atmosphere in the team, you know. It's always important to win these kind of games. And yes, they almost came back, but we managed to win.
They did almost come back, but also you had some, I'm going to call Monesi magic moment, you know? Talk to me, what was going through your mind where you didn't save the AWP and you just went for that crazy play pushing the molly?
I just saw the time and everything. I mean, I just had enough time to have this clutch, to plant the bomb and win the round. But I mean, they can happen sometimes, but I hope I will have more these times in the future.
More of them today?
Yes.
Okay, good luck, man. Thank you very much.
I don't know if Monesi needs any more good luck than he might already have. I mean, hell, just the play we're hearing him talk about from yesterday was something spectacular, flying right up those ladders on Nuke and then dropping right into the site to get the job done. However, opposite of them and the Team Falcons that are looking to find their way into the grand final today would be that of Aurora, Eternal Fire, formerly, but now we find out exactly what it is they have for the offering.
There's no doubt that it's going to be a tough game for Aurora. The Falcons, to me, are the heavy favorites heading into this one for one reason, and that's the amount of skill they have on the server and seemingly the synergy they're starting to find with each other. I don't think we're seeing the full version of Falcons just yet. I don't think we're seeing peak Falcons. It'll be ridiculous to expect that nor see that already, but I do think we're seeing a Falcons that is slowly but surely ramping up to be the team that we all expect them to be. A team built to win trophies, and a win against Aurora will put them dangerously close to one.
But from what we're seeing so far, they're still far away from that. I mean, yes, they've made it this far, but their T-sides have been they've been struggling decently on those, especially when it comes to full gun rounds, you know, gun versus gun round or against force buys, you know, after winning pistol. It has had to come down to the heroics like the Monesi 1v2, winning a half buy to win the game. Or if you go to the same series against Mouse, you know, another half buy in the B bombs. I mean, they're sort of speeding it up a little bit. Or Nico and Monesi had a 2v4, I believe, in the G2 game. So it's been the individual heroics when it comes to the T side and some of these rounds where they speed it up a little bit. I think their T side is leaving a lot to be desired, which makes this an interesting matchup because it's a similar story for Aurora. They've been CT side masters, like 8, 9, 10 rounds every single game. So that's going to be very interesting to see.
I was just about to say, you know, it's I guess lucky for Falcons they're facing the one team here I feel like that's left in the tournament who has a worse T-side in Aurora, so they've been struggling a lot lately as well, and that's why I feel like these individuals are coming in, because I agree with you. Overall, when you look at the Falcons, they're far away from being this well-drilled machine. That would also be kind of ridiculous to expect already, but when you have individuals like Monesi, Nico, and Kyusuke, you can always turn around a round or turn around a game, and I don't see the same capabilities in their work.
I mean, it does make me wonder exactly if it's as easy to pinpoint where these little bit of growth that needs to happen is for the Falcons?
It takes time, though. Like, you've been coaching teams before, and you've been trying to make it to the very top. Like, to build synergy, to have all 5 members buy into a project, buy into a vision, especially when you bring in a guy like Yusuke, when you change roles within the team, when you have a guy like Nico who's been around for such a long time, to change his way of thinking Counter-Strike in order to accommodate for something that Sonic may want to do within the team. It just takes time to build that kind of synergy.
And not necessarily even time to practice and put plays in, more so official games, right? And reps. I mean, we talk about Kyosuke, and he hasn't played officials on Inferno. It was just a permaban for his teams, right? So now you have to go through that. Someone like Tessus, who, you know, someone will look at the stats and say, Tessus is bad, you know, he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, the dude has had to change his positions and roles for the 3rd time in a year, probably, at this point. And that just takes time. There's so many, even within the one spot or one map, there's so many different situations, scenarios, right, that you need to just go through to understand, okay, for me and the way I like to play the game, this works, this doesn't work. I'd rather be in this situation than in that situation. And then also you have a rookie playing, let's say, maybe next to him. So how to play off of each other, how to approach all these things is something that only repetitions can help with.
And you've hit it right there on the head. You said about individual heroics. Well, speaking of heroics, and obviously with Tessus, if you think about it, what would be the difference of him in heroic versus where he is now in Falcons?
It's a complete different dynamic. Like, in Heroic, everyone knew exactly what they were doing. They were working in tandem. They didn't have a star player. They had a team. Heroic was all about the team play, all about the proactiveness on the CT side in particular, and by always being glued together in a sense, where I feel like here, he's, as you said, he has to change roles constantly. Now he finds himself, you know, in a bit more of an anchoring position where he has to figure out what to do on his own all the time instead of constantly having to rely on teammates. So for Tessus to play in Falcons and to play in Heroic, that's 2 different worlds.
I think for me, the short answer would be he's more mature now. Right, in Heroic, that was his first, you know, proper team in Tier 1, and I think he was a little bit of a choker in those days, right, when it came to some of the biggest games and then couldn't perform up to the same level. But we've seen him in Falcons in some games. The Melbourne final comes to mind, right, on that nuke. He was an absolute beast on T side, and you feel like he's turned the corner when it comes to that. Now it's just about getting used to some of the new spots and the new positions.
In the new positions, what about some of the stuff we're looking at here? What did Eddie put together for you?
Yeah, I mean, for Falcons, we talk about T-side and the struggles and so on, and losing second rounds, right? So here's an example from the game against Mouse. Let's do this again. This round is longer. Let's do this again. There's 30 more seconds to this. Let's start it again. Let's play it again.
Yeah, can we start?
Right. We'll get back to it. But I think for Falcons, it's a problem because, like, when you come to these rounds and the second rounds and whatnot, it's very important for the economy, Jacob, right? Like, we've seen teams that just lose it 2 times, and that's enough for you to lose the game.
Yeah, you need a bit of resilience to overcome that. And obviously for Falcons not to convert nor win these rounds, it's going to be instrumental in order to win the game against Aurora, but also if you want to win the trophy against the Mongols, as we've seen them do it as well. It's always, you know, a little bit in a round like this. How active do you want to be? How proactive do you want to play? Do you gamble here to have a 3-man stack and 1 bomb site when you know you're facing a bit of a force buy? There's a lot of stuff that goes into this, but at the end of the day, you win the pistol and you lose the following round. That's almost a worse start than winning the pistol and losing. Sorry, by losing the pistol. So it's so instrumental to get off to a good start, especially for a team like.
I think it would be interesting when we, you know, because Inferno is definitely an option for Aurora to pick. And if you look at this Mouse game for Falcons, I mean, it was really the problem with the economy, right? Like, even on their T side, they would lose these key rounds. They didn't have money the entirety of the T side, it feels like. And even on the CT side, first time honestly gets an op, it's very deep into the half, right? So that's a problem, and it constantly forces you into making plays and doing things that you don't necessarily want to do.
But I will say, you know, we saw against G2, because some of the same issues were glaring in that game as well, where they lost rounds they were not supposed to lose. And you even said it yourself, Yanko, that it did seem like the mental resilience in the Falcon camps was a little bit better. They overcome those hurdles, and they didn't necessarily let it affect them too much. So they used to be fragile, I'd say, and I think slowly but surely, maybe they're moving away from being so fragile.
Yeah, maybe just that. Moving some decisively, or perhaps with a purpose, is exactly what we're looking for. Let's hear from Tessus before we do jump into the server today.
Falcons are 1 step away from making it through to the grand final. I got Tessus joining me here. First of all, how are you doing, man? Because yesterday was an important win for the team.
It really was, against a really good team and top team in CS right now, and really happy with how it ended and proud of the individuals.
Can you explain to me the difference between the Falcons we saw in Cologne to what we saw yesterday and just across this event so far? Because I know you've had more time to practice, but it seems like you guys just understand things more.
Yeah, we're definitely more on the same page, and we've gone a lot more into details with the in-game stuff.
Okay.
We didn't really feel like it was mental in Cologne necessarily, so we just really worked on the in-game part, which has helped us to focus on just that and not care about anything else. So really happy that we see some progress in that. But also people are shining at this tournament, individuals are showing up, so that helps.
Now, I know the wins are coming in, but for you, we were just speaking about it off camera. Some moments are still a little bit tough for you. Is it hard to get comfortable, or what is it for you right now where you think like you're getting adjusted to it? Or just explain to me from your perspective, because you know best.
Yeah, well, actually after Cologne in the practice weeks, I know it's only practice, but I was actually putting up really good numbers and I was doing really well.
We know you can, it's never in doubt.
And I was very comfortable in my roles. I had 1 or 2 good maps here and then a little bit uncomfortable yesterday. It's not up to my own standards. I know I can play better, and if I played up to my normal level yesterday, we would have crushed them.
Yeah, it would have been a smash.
Being too cocky, but that's my belief, and I have to believe that in myself.
Yeah, of course, and you're right to believe that at the same time. With that belief, with that confidence, if you can push it a little bit further, and the rest of the team of how they're performing, do you expect this match against Aurora to be pretty easy?
If people are playing like yesterday with the individuals and me stepping up, then I don't see a world where we're not going to get through to the final. But we have to be ready from the beginning.
Now, you've had a few different team members around you, not just on Falcons, but other teams as well. Would you say that this team you're on right now is the most individually skilled team you've ever been a part of?
Pure paper statistics and how I'm feeling, yes, 100%. This is next level. Just from spectating yesterday, everyone having these big moments, you know, Manisi getting this
insane clutch.
Crazy clutch. Of course, the mouse is doing a little bit of mistakes, but you don't see that every day.
You don't see it every day, but does that fill you with this extra confidence that's really important to have in Counter-Strike?
Yes, and when these rounds happen, you just need to be happy for them, and to celebrate it and focus on the next one, and you have some kind of confidence no matter what scoreline we're in, and it's just exciting for me, and I'm so happy that I'm able to support these guys as much as possible and try to make their job as easy as possible.
Well, you certainly know what you got to do. Let's see if we can get it done today as well. Falcons versus Aurora coming up next.
Where can we find this podcast? Do you know?
I wasn't sure. You know, that's a great question. I'll see what they can conjure up for us back there. But speaking of pods and casting, I cast a spell right here to find out what maps we're playing on.
I wonder if they pick Inferno. I think the only reason they wouldn't is because, okay, they do, because of how the phase game went for them. But I think that's Aurora played the worst map of this tournament so far. What's going to be interesting for me on Inferno is in the phase game, the first time they tried to fight for Banana was round 8 of the half. So, you know, only towards the end. And I don't think they'll make the same mistake here. So keep an eye out on that. Falcons keep going with Train. They
I like that.
against G2 as well.
Yeah, they did. You know, there seems to be a stronghold for them. They also played well on Train, to be fair, against G2. And then you have Mirage as a third deciding map. I think a map both teams are quite comfortable with, you know, and quite happy for it to be the third deciding map, especially when you're Santaris. He had a fantastic game on Mirage specifically yesterday. So it's a good map pool and some interesting maps. It's not often we get to mix Inferno and Train into a Mirage as the decider.
Yeah, usually we see that Inferno's the third. Yanko, you've got roughly 15 seconds to tell me who wins this game.
Aurora.
The Falcons, without a doubt, 2-0.
2-0. Not a chance for a third, not a chance for
I actually believe
Zantares.
I believe in Tessus. I believe in the Falcons. I think they're going to get there, and I don't think Aurora is that good. It's going to be a 2-0 Falcons.
Okay. Well, we'll see if you're right, gentlemen. So much. We're going to go ahead and jump into that game. So let's do just that. It's Inferno, starting it off with Falcons and Aurora.
Semi-final Saturday continues. The kings of Counter-Strike 2 are out. And now we find out who takes the second spot at the grand final tomorrow.
These guys have been celebrating. Yo, oh, thank you. These guys have been celebrating. Ever since they secured back-to-back club championship. I'm pretty sure they haven't slept a wink since, but they've still got work to do here.
That's right, but they have so much to prove right here in Counter-Strike 2. Because tonight, they're facing someone who's showing the world why they belong to the top.
Of course, we know that the Mongols are waiting in the wings in the grand final. The question is, who will join them?
That's right. So let's welcome our first contenders, our first semi-finalists for this match. It's Aurora Gaming. On the verge of their second big LAN final this year, and their first under the Aurora banner. They've battled their way here with belief, momentum, and the hunger to prove they are not just challengers, but true trophy contenders.
Oh, it's about to pop off. Their opponents, Team Falcon! Back-to-back club champions and the crowd favourites here in Riyadh. Let's go, Rome was only a stumble, and now they are back, flying high. Let's go, and ready to show the world that this team is built for success.
It's time to lock in our second grand finalist. The crowd is electric, the stakes are exceptional. It can only be CS2 at the Esports World Cup.
Things are getting so loud here in the arena, and for good reason, because once again Falcons taking to the stage, this time in the semi-final. I've got their assistant coach Max here for a few words, if you can even hear me over this crowd. Obviously everybody's talking about Kiyasuke finally on the roster for you guys. Can you tell me the process of integrating him into the team and how you were involved with that?
Right. So when Kyosuke joined, we went for a boot camp, and we have shared our team identity and a vision for the future with him. He picked it up very quickly. We started working on our fundamentals, and because he's so talented and so smart about the game, it is really easy to work with him and develop. So for him, it was very easy. Perhaps for some of the players that needed to change their positions, it wasn't as easy, but we're working on it.
We know there's a lot of supporting staff around the Falcons as well. I'm kind of interested in outside of the server, have there been any changes, to sleep, diet, exercise schedule for any of the players now you guys are trying to be climbing back to the top?
So these things, everyone needs to take it in their own tempo, so no one is forced to do anything, but Falcons provides a lot of the support stuff, like a nutritionist, sports psychologist, physiotherapist. So a lot of the tools are available to the players, and it's up to them to use them, but we are encouraging them to use them.
I'm very curious about your role in the lead up to an official match. When the players are walking out on stage here, let's say an hour before the match goes live, what are you doing to ensure everybody's set up in the best position to succeed?
Approximately an hour before the game, we usually learn what maps we're going to play exactly. So when that happens, the boys go to set up on the stage, and the coaching staff starts working on all the details, tries to make sure that we polish out anything that needs to be polished out for the match. and then I'm sitting in one of the back rooms doing any necessary research to make sure that my boys are prepared for all the maps.
Got to ask one more question just about this crowd in attendance here. What's the feeling like when you see your boys walking out on stage and just hear the roars of the crowd?
It's insane. The crowd is fantastic, and it is a lot of fun to just hear fans cheering your team's name. So thank you guys, thank you everyone. It is insane to play in front of you, and let's hope for a great game.
Let's do this. It's Falcons taking on Aurora in our second semi-final.
That's right, the Mongols waiting in that grand final. We've got to find out who goes on to face them. It's Aurora versus the Falcons. We're starting off on Inferno. I think this is a sensible punish pick here from Aurora. Sure, they had a pretty disastrous game on this map versus FaZe Clan, but I think that was kind of the worst map we've seen from this Aurora squad throughout the entire event. This slow start there in that game, but they would go on to recover.
Yeah, it was also a map we just saw Falcons struggle on, right? Not just the fact that you brought up this stat of Kiyosuke having a lack of experience here, but somewhere that Falcons have bad memories, they have bad presence on it, present results on it, and Aurora definitely looking to punish in this series as an underdog. Underdog, yes, but we've still seen great form out of Aurora this tournament, coming in with Xantara's 7th best rated player, Woxic 9th. The next closest for Falcons is Nico at 11. He's had a bit of a redemption of his own. But Aurora, worth noting, the first couple of games were a little easier on paper.
Yeah.
A weakened FaZe right ahead of a roster change, and a Heroic who did take down Team Spirit, to be fair. This is going to be their biggest test yet against this Falcons team.
Without a doubt, they're starting off on this punish pick of Inferno. Going to be a T-side opening for Aurora. Can they catch Falcons sleeping at the wheel? Let's get into this semi-final.
Lots of utility here for Falcons, looking to block and stop Aurora. What pace do we get in this pistol? Double A cheese to clear positions here. The Turkish side. The bomb resets, Banana controlled, allowed. As m0NESY and Kixon sit in that side of the map, Nico plays on the arch. Looking to perhaps fake this one out.
Something I think that will be interesting in this first half is getting to keep an eye on Xantara's and co trying to work this banana control. They're going to have guaranteed fights with how Kixan and Nico so often like to play here. But we're not going to get that in the pistol. It was just a cursory glance up towards top of B. Magic calling a 1-4. This is kind of his bread and butter in this pistol. He's going to link back up with the rest of the team eventually as they set their sights on this apartment's push. Kiyosuke. Then straight away, Tessez follows up. But just the one and done. It's Nico next, thrust into the defense here. The rotates a ways away, and Wakadia has this backstab. Gonna catch Nico for free. That's a plant for Aurora and a post plant teed up.
What a cheeky round for Aurora. The double smokes on long allow Wakadia to come all the way through and walk round the Moto side behind enemy lines. Couple of kills on defense for Falcons are not enough. That bomb waits for the right time to strike, and Aurora just sit back in their positions knowing this round is unlosable. Kixon's going to just try and do some damage on the way out. But Aurora are not giving him the time of day. Magic comes in to close the round. Nice shot for Kixon, but this is just about money at this point. Aurora take that pistol, and Falcons a familiar feeling. Saw them against Mouse really just have trouble on this map yesterday. It was a map they won both pistols in, but both times over, Mouse came up with 4 spies. That was another one of the problems Falcons struggled with. Despite that, still getting a win over Mouse. Tess said in the interview coming in, if he just played his usual self, they would have smashed them. To Tessez, who didn't get a double-digit map in that quarterfinal. So certainly expecting more from him today. Could have been a kill to win the round. Instead, Nico gets to drop this smoke. And a bluff that is perhaps not worth calling here for Aurora. They got to wait it out. 2 more smokes remain for the Falcons, time being bought.
I'm going to be keeping a close eye on Xantares in that phase game. He had a really, really rough start, if you remember. He was getting bullied on the banana aggro. He had some very unfortunate, missed timings or awkward flashes that often felt like they were more to his detriment than to help him. But if he can start strong today, that's a huge leg up for Aurora. If you remember, it was Woxic in that series that was really firing on all cylinders, playing lights out.
I'm getting flashbacks already to the Mouse game where Falcons go and gamble stack the B bomb site and Mouse just run back with 20 seconds. I mean, Aurora had all the time in the world to make this move, and they've done it with ample in the tank. Bomb's going to get planted. This round's done. Falcons just looking to save pistol armor. Nice little rotate for Aurora, maybe knowing what they're up against.
I wanted to update the Kiyosuke stat because I saw some questions around it, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, we said yesterday was his 39th game on Inferno ever. Saw some questions about whether or not that included like MM, right? Just standard matchmaking. No, he's played it 11 times in matchmaking. I didn't factor that in because he hasn't played MM in years.
Oh, well, if he's played MM.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not really much of a boost. No, that was largely just on Face It. He's only played, this is the 3rd ever official on this map. Used to be the Instaban of Spirit Academy, the team he was on prior. And not a map he likes to play in his downtime. He played one today, though. He logged on a Face It earlier and got some reps in.
How'd it go?
He got demolished.
Okay, well.
So, yeah, like technically, if we're including MM, Face It, and officials, this is now, with the 1 extra game today, this is his 52nd game of Inferno ever in his entire time playing CS, not just professionally.
It's terrifying, to be honest. You're going to hope you can throw some scrims in there, some unaccounted for games for Falcons, and definitely need him here on a strugglesome map. A map that many at the top level are not liking right now for a multitude of reasons. Aurora, they've had highs and lows, but they're here to punish. That's the play. Xantares jumping around the smoke, and his kicks in front of the half wall to catch him off guard. Bit of an awkward start for Xantares. You don't want him getting tilted out of this game, that's for sure. Hickson, a very aggressive, punching shots down range. Eventually, they respond. Snake dropped here as well, worth picking up, but Nico gone. Opens up a chance to just walk into this B bomb site for Aurora. Save pistols, doing little for Falcons. And even if this smoke comes in to block, Aurora were in no hurry anyway.
And it's not really a smoke, is it? There's a huge channel left open. You're going to be able to walk around that if you're Aurora. Maybe it puts the fear in them, but they don't have any real estate anywhere else. So it feels like they just have to commit to B. So they've got this round in the bag with Falcons stacking the other side of the map. So Aurora off to a good start.
Yeah, really good start. And, this is, as the Des mentioned, this is the team with the most success on CT side so far in this tournament, right? Having some really good defensive halves. We saw against FaZe in that opening game, managing a 10-round CT side on Mirage. They also got a flawless defense on Overpass, not giving FaZe a single T-side round of the 8 played. And even in their follow-up game against Heroic, an 11-1 on Mirage CT as well. So really need Falcons to start strong once they hit the gun rounds, or Aurora are going to be streaming away. Mirage is our decider tonight. Falcons with the train pick. Now we're looking for Falcons to start off here. First gun round, m0NESY's Orb. Everything they need. Even Woxic's Orb expecting m0NESY's to make an appearance early in this half.
I think it's going to be an exciting clash of AWPers, two very flashy AWP players. m0NESY does have the edge being on this CT side. At least he's supposed to. Going to deal with his Xantares peek to open it up. That AWP immediately making its presence known. And so even though Aurora could have taken the guess that m0NESY's looking to bring it out early, now they've paid the price. They learn about its existence. And m0NESY continues with aggression down through mid. Wide swing and a Woxic, and he gets the better of him.
Falcons in a great position in this first rifle round, a 5v2 provided by Monacy on that AWP. And the round just grinds to this jarring halt for Aurora. Another one of Madge's 1-4 setups, but the bulk of Aurora get picked apart. There's only one survivor on the other side of the map. Wakadi is going to try and link up with him.
Nice to see Kixon and Nico just back up and pick a setup here. I think, you know, even in these moments, you don't want them to be over-fighting Banana as keen as they often are. That's shown by the fact that Aurora is still using Molotovs to clear this position out. They know what they're up against, but the only way you lose a round like this is you let these players in with a couple of free kills. So Falcons tuck back, force Aurora to commit, and can trade contact. It's a good flash. Nico won't fire off a shot with it. Just trying to stall him out with what little they've got. The Molotov burns through. Nico pushed forward on the coffin. I think Aurora have called this one off. Surviving might be a task in and of itself. Monacy finishing the job. 3 kills on the AWP, and Falcons get through without a dent.
This is a very eye-catching start from Monacy. Hyper involved on the AWP. He even takes a walk-up fight onto Woxic here in mid, and I mean, this is just impressive. Woxic has every reason to be the one winning that out.
Yeah, little nade thrown in front of him as well. Kick up some dust, get in the face of you.
And I mean, you know, thinking back to Cologne, the one that actually concerned me the most was Monacy being so quiet. Because while Nico's had to adapt a little on the arrival of Kiyosuke, it's meant to still be the same Monacy. And so his kind of departure from top in the charts for Falcons, his underwhelming performance back in Cologne, gave you a fair few things to be worried about here. You know, at the end of 2024, all eyes were on Monacy. He was able to come in as the second best player. He rivaled Zaiwu and put him in the worst placing yet that Zaiwu's ever had. And for the first time, there was someone finishing ahead of him on the AWP. Tess's aggression, and it sticks to landing. 2 kills from him on this push through the apartments. Seeing a Tess's that's more switched on is also pretty eye-catching here, because you said it earlier, but he was in single digits on all 3 maps played just the other day.
Aurora going back and grouping very early in this round still, despite that clash in apartments. Falcons don't know what to expect. They've been smoked off in middle. Nico's on the rotate. Kixon alone in the bomb site. Not going to have time to use this util. Looks like they want to go through. Molly at his feet. Kixon's got to give it up. Flank is already in though. Nico moving fast. Aurora have to go forward. 25 seconds here. They've got no smokes to block positions. Now the CT1 is down and Nico has great timing.
Yeah, he's here so fast and so quietly. They've got no clue. Madge tries to get eyes on. They won't be able to stop Nico on opening up this retake. Now Monacy moves in alongside him. 2 players from Banana. Kixan on the spawn side. Woxic got a lot of responsibility here. Trying to play this crossfire with Zantares. Woxic nails the first. Monacy dead. Woxic on the rifle. Can't convert a second. And they're ready for Zantares here, but no health on Nico. Zantares runs him down with a big clutch.
And there was full info there for Falcons after they find Woxic the hard way, holding an angle. They heard Zantares tick on that Molotov back quad. They had every reason to clear his position. And he just nails 2 beautiful headshots. That's a Zantares we know and we love. Not ruffled by those few opening deaths. He's already gifted the way of Falcons in this game. He closes around here for Aurora. 4-1 up T side in a commanding position on their map pick. A map that made me very worried, even with Falcons' hesitations on it, just because of that phase game, right? We saw how cold Aurora came into their debut here. Got 2 T rounds, got banged out by FaZe all over the map, could barely get out of spawn. We're seeing players rush down middle for FaZe. But they reset, and I think that's the coolest part about Aurora in that series, right? They really just turned back on and dominated the next 2 maps.
Yeah, the other 2 just weren't even close, right? It was a blowout for Aurora. It's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? But yeah, you know, no, you're dead on. It was a great display of resilience in that game.
Falcons back on the rebuy. back with another shot, and Monacy on this B bomb site is a delight to see, or at least it was supposed to be.
Yeah,
Kota runs him through.
A delight for Aurora, sure. They'll take a 5v4 like that. Double push out towards the top of Banana with flashes to assist.
Falcons are uncertain. Look at Kiyosuke hedging his bets. He was starting to move over to B, but the whole map's gone quiet now. Even Smoke's on the long side. This is a difficulty of not having that information. Kiyosuke tries to block. He doesn't know. Aurora, either way, are committing to this execute.
Kixan and Nico have a lot of responsibility here. Nico domes the first two. Zantares trying to gain some space, but Nico just isn't stopping. Smoke down a play around.
Buys so much time here.
And it's allowed the rotates to come in. Aurora is still looking for the MIA. Nico tucked in at the back of the site. Finally, Zantares finds him, but he's left as the lone player wrestling it back. Zantares gets eyes on. 45 seconds. Time is not his enemy yet. Tesses inching forward out through Banana. Zantares gonna just get on in time. Gonna have to flick back across. Tesses isn't peeking yet. He's waiting for that plant, waiting for the info. Something to go off of here. Zantares still hunting him down. This is gonna waste time. This is gonna leave him in a spot where he has to get this bomb planted. Or at least try and bait the fight out of Tesses, back to Banana. And that's when Tesses finds him. Patient stuff there. With so much time having elapsed, there was a world where Tesses could have started doubting himself.
Huge hole for Nico, though. That's the showstopper. 3 kills back bomb site, still buys time. And even though they hunt him down, unfavorable fight through the smoke. Nico lets everyone get in position. And it's that pressure you see on Zantares in the clutch, walking around, just trying to find a kill. Not being given anything. So back to their winning ways, and Falcons play like it, pushing the apartments, punished onto Tesses. That's scary. Jump shot for Zantares. Shows the young man how it's done. 4v3. This is not a round Aurora should be winning. They forced in a high-risk play.
I mean, dude, this is Woxic with a Glock kill to open up the round. He annihilated Tesses' push in through the apartments. And he does that from range on the vanilla pistol. No head armor by the looks of things for Tesses there. So you don't want to feel like that's just giving Aurora a way back into this one.
Oh, well, that certainly helps. Monacy alone at this B bomb site. We're blocking Util down. Aurora forced back into this crossfire in middle, and Falcons wait. They've got the guns for the job. M4 picked up. Oh, he saw Nico's arm. He spams him out from Boiler. Zantares peek, and he peeks for 2.
Zantares is peaking right now in this game. In all senses of the word. 11-4 T-side to open up, and that is a partial investment round from Aurora.
That's a jumping Mac-10 that gets them in. It gets him a gun. Look what he does with it. I can't wait to see that on replay, like catching Nico's arms, holding balcony side, just peeking out the boiler. Shocked he had that angle. And Nico learns something new. He learns it the hard way. It costs Falcons all their economy on this CT side.
I mean, that's kind of also the forced uncomfortability of, you know, you've pulled Nico and Kixan around. They're usually the guys fending off the banana hits and playing over there. So as they try to assemble that crossfire, Nico caught with his hands around the corner. And that gives Aurora a way in. A huge leg up now. That is not a round you were supposed to win.
Give me the Zantares montage. Look at this. Jump shot onto Kiyosuke with a Mac-10. Arms his teammates and then just finds a little bit of info. And we saw on the long side, Kixan had no idea. Could not stop Zantares on that swing. Huge double kill. No time like it for Zantares. 11-4. Falcons broken now. In a match they are favorites in a match they have no expectation but victory. But it may be slightly delayed here with Inferno. Aurora, decisive T rounds, go back to Banana with a vengeance. It's almost nothing to stop him here. Smoke may buy time. The AWP is committed from Odyssey, too far out. Kixon holds a flash, but you're holding it for USPs. Just going to do the double long side smoke here.
Madge has been fantastic at dodging these stacks. Now this time, sure, he's dodging the 4-man lean over towards B, but they will go straight in to this Monacy AWP. First kill connects. Does that put the fear in Aurora? They found the big ticket item of the round. Monacy here alone. They've got to get this trade.
Oh.
And there's Magic coming through with the goods.
Xantares even pushes the long smoke into spawn, killing Nico. He's got a bit of ego on him today. He has something to prove. Knowing this tournament is open for the taking. Vitality Spirit removed. Mal's gone as well. The clear top 3. And while Mongols wait in that final, that is familiar territory for Aurora. A match they've played many times. A match they've failed many times. But we've seen streaks broken at the top of this season. Revenge be rife in 2025. Oof. A little awkward, but just exits here for Falcons. That's the best they're mustering, and even their Madge's on form. Dead to the bomb. Or not. Made of sterner stuff. It takes Kixon's USP and 1 AK for Falcons. That's something. Still a commanding T-side for Aurora.
And it's just the fact it can keep getting better. It can keep getting stronger. That's the scary thing here. Like, this is already feeling like a good enough of a T-side from Aurora. They have Falcons in this vulnerable position. Every round's hitting like a 2-for-1. The saves have been getting denied as well. Madge is calling a very punishing brand of Counter-Strike here.
Yeah. And we know Aurora are a team that love to play as pack on T-side. We saw that mostly in Anubis, some of these 4-1s. It's why they were the best in the world on that map for a while. And Inferno's another map where that's really, really strong. They seem to be forcing Falcons into a lot of stacks and then just calling their bluff, reading the rotates really, really well. Expecting the inexperience as a squad on this map in officials. That's at least something that Aurora don't have to worry about. Trust in the captain. And great calls so far on this T side. How much sweeter can they make it? Investigating apartments now. Okay, missed smoke for Woxic. Emery G won't be happy with that.
No, but we can give him. He's gotten. He doesn't do that much ever. That's a bit of a rare misstep.
Throw
for
smokes?
No, as in miss him. His util's gotten notably better in this Aurora squad.
Sure.
It used to be like one of the main hang-ups for Woxic, especially at a time where so many squads were using their AWP as a kind of util piece of the team.
Kisuke got that info. Oh my god, they're both blind. They are both blind.
Both blind.
Nico bails him out, but Kixon still gets the kill as the flash fades from his face. Both players spotted Madge. That's a crazy entry, and they know Nico's round this corner. They're not in a hurry. Let this AWP patiently pay off for Woxic. 4v3, site is open right now. And this Tessus scrambles to find this lurker. Even if they flank him in apartments, the round is lost on this B-bomb site. Falcons have no time. And they are still bogged down with Wakadia. He's aware of these fights. He will lose it, but I don't think you go for this. You are too far out of position. Aurora win the half, worst case. Everything's better from this point.
I mean, even the fact that they're looking for Wakadia, Falcons clearly have a good idea of what they're up against. They know to expect these 1-4 setups with a late lurk on the other side of the map. They know the assignment. They just they haven't got anything to offer him resistance here.
And this is part of the conversation with Nico and Kixon, right? Fighting top banana, one of the only duos to really commit to this position in the modern meta. And towards the start of CS2, it was working really well. Nico was like an outlier. He was really locking down banana every single time. But the longer that's gone on, not just across G2, now in Falcons as well, having more and more trouble in getting multiple kills out of it. Sometimes you'll see that first entry go their way, but then they don't depart. They don't get out.
Well, I think the other problem is, right, it's very util intensive, you know, to go and actually fight for that banana control. You end up using a lot of your block util in holding on to the top of banana. And what you'll note is a lot of teams are quite content to kind of let Falcons do that, right? Like if you double re-smoke in at the half wall, cool, there's no util left now to stop the site hit, and they can't even hang around in that space forever once the util's gone. That's why so many teams have actually moved away from doing it.
And sure, executes can be punishing, right? That's why they're going for these fights all the time. But think about that triple kill from Nico from quad the other round, right? Like, he can hold this spot.
No, I'm kind of nervous that for Falcons, this is going to be a pretty consistent punish pick against them. Here's another one of these plays in towards the top of banana. Zantares.
Oh, he didn't
check it deep enough. But a freebie there as Nico battles forward. Wasn't ready for Zantares, up and past him.
You'll take that, just go. 3 players here. You hear the guy in the site, you know he's in position. Good flash.
Slow down the play. Kyosuke on that rotate over.
That flash has called this move off for Aurora. They've frozen in place. They've left Madja tucked in for later. Aurora go back to middle. No Monacy Orb to lock down this position. Rifle instead on the long side.
Still, this play's been kind of forced to come through because of that flashbang, delaying the B hit. Wakadia left the apartments. He fully left his half of the map, so...
Ooh.
I'm not sold on this being the commitment yet, just because there's so many variables in play over towards A, and with Madja still floating around at top banana, it looks like he's called for that bomb to come back round.
Honestly, read it. He cleared mid with the nade. He knows they're going back to B. 20 seconds. This is Kyosuke's easiest kill yet. He's going to take it. More damage done, pulls his pistol, support is in. Zantares does follow up, careful. 13 seconds, they got to get this kill and get the bomb into the site. Monacy trying to block it, they run boost over. It's limp, but it makes it. Plant allowed.
Molly's burning!
Oh, they
Molly's
got it.
burning, but the plant had just found.
And it's Zantares 1v2.
Full blind, he's low on health, a shot away from certain death. Every peak from this point on has to be flawless from Zantares. Tessa's head ripped off. And now Zantares has the clock to play with. He knows that Monacy feeling the burn, feeling the pressure, and he's called his bluff on that first tap of the defuse. Zantares playing mind games. Swing now. He's given it to Monacy, but there isn't time for this. Kit picked up. It's real close. But Monacy, the awareness of that kid dropped it towards the spawn. He just steals it away.
That's a shake for Zantares. He had it in the bag, didn't he? But maybe 7-8 seconds into the stick, thinking it's a kitless defuse for Monacy. Goes back for the swing, perhaps hoping he can get him turning around to tap the bomb again. Couple of seconds of difference for Zantares in a very nice try with some very sharp shots, but a good Molotov off the bomb. And clutch up for Monacy that Falcons desperately need. Can't blame Zantares for backing his aim in rounds like these. He is still firing. But Falcons now fight back for 5 on the half. It's the best they can muster. Aurora, first timeout called. For good reason, fully broke, 2 AKs.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that feels silly there is you just think, hands off the keyboard, you win the round. But as you said, you kind of want Zantares backing his aim. You want him back in his read of the game, especially with the game he's having. And so, you know, if it costs you around every now and again, I think you're willing to let it slide. He did well to even make that such a winnable position for Aurora.
Kyosuke starting B here, supportive util as Banana gets taken fully. Aurora have no one even patrolling this position. Madja just locks out spawn. And with this angle, they rotate back. Seems like even Kixon considering a reset. Whole map is quiet. Aurora ready to pounce on middle at a moment's notice. Even in this round, I'm wondering like what the idea is for Falcons. Kixon's tucked in B hiding. Nico is still jump spotting. He's gonna get the chance to back off as that molly comes in.
Smoke available and can now assist with Kixon.
Even that pop on the smoke just feels super early. It's not going to come back to haunt you. As Aurora do look for this A hit, they're going to lob in the full belt of util.
Quick pop.
And how they explode. No 1-4 in this round. It's a full 5-man assault of A. Tessez trying to play behind this util. He's going to get snuffed out after one. Are they ready for a second man down in the pit? They made it around Monacy. And he's spammed to death after the first. It's a double entry out of Woxic.
They leave enough time to pick that bomb back up. It's not too late in the day for Aurora. They're rarely losing to the clock on a map like this, giving themselves room for error, even though that bomb by the graveyard picked up, put down, Falcons giving it a go.
So they're risking everything on this round. Going to be broken the next if they come up short.
Oh, no.
And Kixan gets deleted. Wakadia's Mac 10 is savage.
Sharp shooters on Aurora today. That much is clear. It's not just Xantares. Matt has had a couple of key entries. That's a crazy Mac 10 spray down.
And I think, you know, with Inferno coming through, I do think a lot of teams are going to look to punish Falcons here with the relative inexperience, and I say relative, with a very inexperienced Kiyosuke on this map. He's kind of limited in terms of the star power, the potential he can get to. Nico and Kixan a little maybe outdated with how they approach the banana control. And there's just, you know, a lot of stuff you can look to do to exploit in this Falcons lineup on this map. Aurora are exceeding in every facet of that right now.
And even just new positions, right? Tessa's pit anchor. It was previously Magic's role in this team. Obviously only seen a couple of games, but nothing outstanding just yet. Still time to recover, but that will likely be in that T side. Falcons are just trying to hold on this defensive half against a red-hot Aurora. Nice kill for Monacy. Must be feeling desperate to make plays. He's been the only source of these opening fights succeeding for the Falcons. Nico again jiggling with utility, but the Xantares peak waits for no one.
Oh, and he just wants to chase this. He wants to run at Nico here. Xantares meets him head on.
Go on.
There's the trade for Maja.
Don't go through, you got the bomb.
He had that realization just in time. That nade gonna do big damage, but Maja still able to get the bomb planted, still in the round. Ball down low, short. Two players in at Banana, and Jota left at the back of B. Smoke in. Nullifies this Banana position. They've got a nade on Maja to blow that open. Jota gonna try and leave this to spam, and Tess says that's when he picks him up.
Got a stick.
Maja lobs that in. No kit, and no swing for Woxic. Only going now with the lineup, but not the diffuser. Woxic's gonna go back, and he's just stolen it away. Woxic on the rifle. A beautiful triple, and Aurora running away with Inferno.
show us why you call it a punish pick. Falcons, wings clipped to open up this semi-final series. 9-3 lead from the T side of Inferno for Aurora, and that's with Xantares looking red hot. Woxic throws his name up there as well, styling out that final round with a stellar 1 versus 3. Falcons just couldn't set a foot right in that first half as they move into the T side. They used to have a good degree of comfort here, but it's one where Kiyosuke's had his struggles in the one game we've seen him play. And so a lot of the burden going to fall to Nico and Monacy.
Oh, double Julies are dirty. Despicable for Wakadia, and Xantares has a message to send. 3rd kill through the ball. He just keeps going. Coming for the kills. Falcons locked out of this pistol round. They have no choice. They have no say in the matter. As soon as the mags are back in, Xantares comes in for more. Hasn't even been tagged. Jota in no hurry to die. That bomb is under full control of Aurora, and Xantares is coming for this pistol round, whether you like it or not. 1 kill for Falcons in a sea of death. And Tess says,
see, and like even now, bro, Aurora just strapped their heads back on. Everyone was feeling a bit loose there in the 4v1. I know it's a 4v1. They're probably going to win it anyway, but they were looking like they wanted to go hunting. And even now, they've called that off. They're like, look, we have the bomb banana. Let's not make this hard for ourselves. We'll slow it right down. Tesses ain't going to win this.
And they're right.
They wait for the fights to come to them. As soon as they have the info, you have 2 players to close in from the spawn. Match is actually holding a sick angle as well. Tesses might just die to that. They've got the spot. Ouch. There's the swing. Xantares with a hat-trick. Closing in on 20 kills here in a dominant game of Inferno.
And sure, you can look to the fact that, you know, Aurora had fairly easy matchups, or easier matchups than maybe others. You know, at the same time, they still beat FaZe 2-1 with 2 dominant maps, but Heroic as well. Still, they have 2 players in the top 10 rated in this event. It's Xantares and Woxic. Nor from Falcons in that same category. Nico just behind at 11. Been really strong games from Xantares all the way through, even with slow starts and frustrating moments. Think about how this game started. He was picked in the first couple of gun rounds, picked by the Monacy Orb. Dead to Nico at Banana. Still 18-7. He's got a point to prove here. Full eco for the Falcons. And one thing, you know, you talk about the Falcon series yesterday against Mouse, it was a bit of a sloppy anti-ecos. They didn't win all the pistols, but every time they did win a pistol, they would lose to the force buy. One exception to that rule. Now here, they've not even found pistols. And so full ecos as Aurora just redeem the free rounds. Falcons try and max full buys. But it's got to be a near flawless T side. 1 flash, bunch of Glocks. Flash won't do a thing with this position. Woxic over the top. He sees him coming into spawn. There's no panic here. No reason to be. He can back up as they chase him down. Woxic takes 2 with him before the gun's picked up, and it's probably too little too late for young Kiyosuke. 1v4, no more, as Aurora sit on the door of 11 rounds. Just a clinical win. I mean, this is a game where Falcons will have to walk back after this map and just force a reset. Yeah, say, hey, we know Inferno's not our jig. We have to lock in for our pick. Train, a whole different conversation.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that was always going to be the case in this series. This is just a very punishing map for the Falcons, one that they have a lot of fires to put out on, and so you had to kind of win this in 3.
Just a shockingly dominant affair. I expected a little bit more from the Falcons in this game. They beat Miles, for crying out loud. Not on this map, but they at least made it closer than this. 11-3, 1 try in this game. It's now for the Falcons. Aurora have nades ready to go. Maja, a man not to sleep on when it comes to the utility. Waiting for the time to throw this bounce HE. Got tricks up his sleeve, all right. Second one lands. Two players probing middle here. Kyosuke needs an entry, and Jota covers his teammates. 5 and 10, but hasn't felt like a problem here.
Dude, even this type of CT round that we're getting out of Aurora, this is the kind of thing you never see from the Falcons. You've got a reblock in at top banana at the 40-second mark. That's the middle finger. That's like, all right, Falcons, you can't play through. You've got to go somewhere else.
They're still forcing fights.
Now hold on to top mid. Woxic out in the open. Back turned on the first player around the corner, but he's out of there. Gives up the room. That's something for Falcons. Aurora ease back into a 3-man hold. Time running low. Falcons have to pick up the pace here. Got to get through cleanly. Kixan provides the first. A lot of damage coming out of the pit, but it's all Kixan openers. They weren't able to deal with Jota. Not yet. Kixan flying solo. Has to get this bomb down, and then ace clutch in the 1v2. Madja's closing in. Kixan dodges the molly, but a double swing available here. They've spotted him on the retreat. Gonna try and skirt on out of there. No, he'll recommit to the fight. Kixan, this would be an ace clutch in the 1v2. That's how deep he's having to dig to try and put anything on the board for the Falcons. One away. And it's the clash of the captains, up and over for Kixan, and it's one shy of all 5. Perfection was demanded, and he comes close. But close won't cut it. 12 on the board, and many a chance for Aurora to close out this dominant win.
2 bullets in the mag and that clutch there for Kixan. Almost no way to win it out. Needs 2 headshots to land. And Madja saves the day. He does right on Jota's huge 4K. And I even think that comes off the mistake of Madja. He could have ended that round rushing the bomb plant with 5 seconds. Kixan couldn't fake. Madja had that kill on a plate. It gets a little bit shaky, but still closed out by Aurora. And so mistakes matter not at 12-3. It's all about the dominance of this map. Inferno difficulties. And Falcons with no hero here, with no one to save him, with only 1 player on double digits kills in Monacy. It's a very impressive game from Aurora. They want to get back in another grand final, a feat not seen since Bounty at the start of the year. And a matchup they know very well in the Mongols.
I think it would just be an insane thing to consider if they're able to get there, because in theory, Aurora have been the squad hit hardest by map pool changes, right? As a direct nerf to this team. They were a specialist Anubis squad. That was the key to that Bounty final that they went on to reach. That was the map they were able to take over Spirit in that BO5.
Hey, they loved Vertigo before it got removed.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean, it feels like, you know, all the changes are made to counter this team.
They would have loved a bit of overpass as well, but obviously Falcons have been banning it out in this tournament so far. Surely going to be thinking about it entering their map pool eventually, I think, at this point. But at the same time, I wouldn't want to play Aurora there either. A flawless CT side against FaZe and some really nice T rounds as well. It's a huge kill for Kyosuke. Not been a player we've talked about too much in this map. No reason to. As Falcons try and strut up long. A regression here for Jota and Woxic, pushing up on the short side. Missed by Monacy. Timing eludes him. They look to root spawn. 30 seconds. If you're really going to make this play, you've got to start to run.
Gonna lose the element of surprise on this, and Aurora haven't moved a muscle. Jota's even cleared mid on this push.
How do you lose
20 seconds here. They've got to get a move on. Zantares isn't ready for it. Thinking the play's coming in banana side. Madja still in position to try and steal this. There's the lineup. 2 dinks down range. Kyosuke in with a hat trick. 3 kills deep. But will that be enough? Adds a 4th to the repertoire. This whole round coming from Kyosuke. Just Jota left to beat, but they don't know where he's coming from. They don't know where he is. Kyosuke put down. Can Monacy finish what he started? Yes, he can. A heroic round from Kyosuke. I haven't had to talk about him all game long. At times out of his depth here on Inferno, but when you give him some straight up gunfights, you can't doubt the mechanical ability of this guy.
Yeah, that round is so shocking that even Aurora read it completely wrong, right? Madja reflashing Zantares for banana fights, thinking they're getting lurked on, but it's everyone coming through spawn. Caught off guard a little bit of Aurora and capitalized on by the new player of Falcons, but it's one round. It needs to be the stepping stone to something more in this T side. Aurora take a breather with an eco. Full flashed here. Xantares got to give it up. Stack up for Aurora, but gap found by Falcons.
I mean, I think the other thing it's worth mentioning, right, is like the fact that Kiyosuke is now topping the charts after that last round is equal parts concerning as it is nice. You know, when you think about this map, the guy you really want kind of delivering for you out of the two of them, the guy that feels like he should be hitting hard is Nico, and he's been struggling. Ooh.
Case in point.
Even that just feels a little rough. Still going to stop the eco from getting out of control. You know, this is a map where Nico hasn't had to make any concessions. Kiyosuke and the room provided to it nudges other people out of their positions. So you want Nico doing a lot more in this map.
It's come off the back of struggling CT sides. For Aurora, it's been quite the opposite. The best CT-sided team at this event. And look at the buy, going for a Furia buy. Instead of a full rifle round, they get MP9s and they just brawl at the top of Banana. This might work out. The bomb is here. m0NESY's got to be careful. Still trying to back up Kixon. Deep Molly goes in, pushes them back, but Aurora have more tricks up their sleeve. Tessus needs to take the space, but AK granted to Acadia. He looks to put it to use. That flash is a problem. Can't get back behind the box in time. And even though Aurora fast flank down Banana with SMGs and Xantares dangerous, Falcons have the sight.
Oh, that's clean for Kixan. He might be able to just stop this retake before it ever becomes a threat. Now, Xantares has slipped past. Tessus holding on. I think that's going to cool this off. The AK is very, very valuable. Keeping that in Xantares' hands is a big deal here for Aurora.
Absolutely. Maybe get another if you can. Jota's buying regardless. So they're positioning to set up for a couple of exits here, but Falcons will save on long. Getting away with it this time. More than anything, it's important just to see Falcons hit some shots, get some multi-kills, warm up into this series. It's been a game where they haven't really been able to get nice fights on that CT side, so having some kills could go a long way when we look to train. And quicker than you think this game can get close.
Aggression. This is a change. While Aurora still feel like they have a lot of room, they're going to come through with a cheeky play, and Kixan blindsided by it. They try to chase this down. Kiyosuke falls as well. It's a mow down from Aurora. More aggression into the m0NESY AWP. And he didn't make that easy for himself. That's left it on Tessus. He's got a low HP Woxic bomb down at the T-stairs. He's worlds away from it. The only thing he has is a lot of room. And maybe the element of surprise, but Woxic's trying to be smart about this. They've seen Tessus earlier in the round. They know he could be anywhere. So Woxic departs, does not want to offer up this kill.
Just an excellent move for Woxic here. If Tessus flanked CT Spawn, he might have had really strong timing to kill Jota. But now he's just going to be left in the middle behind this smoke, being considered. And Woxic might even be down on the ramp to scope up in time to get this info. Tessus desperately looking for this free kill, or so he thinks. As smokes are cycled. Tessus no chance to get this bomb without engaging. Jota's still watching the back. There's the smoke to make it weird. On top of the bomb. Trying to get away with a robbery.
Spam could end this whole round. Does Jota want to fire off? Because Tessus snipes that bomb out from underneath them. 25 seconds, he's got to get a move on here. Wozniak chases him down. Aurora finally finished the task. Couple of rounds down the end there, but it is still a dominant pickup from Aurora on this troublesome Falcons Inferno. They're going to try and change their fortunes on train. A far better map for the Falcons up next. Hope not lost.
If that's not the start you wanted for the side of Falcons, then I'm not entirely sure. I'm just kidding. You didn't want that start at all if you're in the side of Falcons. Welcome back to the Esports World Cup, of course, with me, Pimp, Yanko, and first map that went well in the way of Rora.
I stand to be corrected. I thought Falcons was going to come in and play significantly better Counter-Strike. I think that was very inspirational. Sorry, I think that was horrendous, you know, on many different occasions for the Falcons. First half, it took Nico with a triple kill, you know, to get one of the first rounds on the CT side, and yet they were almost losing that round as well. Then you have a couple of other big moments from some of the individuals of Falcons, but overall, Yanko, it did feel like Falcons didn't play a good game of Counter-Strike, and Aurora just had that number. You know, this round in particular, we're going to see this from Santaris getting a multi-kill in middle. I reckon that Sonic's reaction after that round, to me, that was more or less the round that decided the fate of this game.
I think we've seen so far with this lineup, actually only in this tournament, but Inferno does seem to be the weakness right now in the pool of the Falcons, right? It wasn't good today, it wasn't good yesterday, it was even a different manner in which they lost the Inferno game today compared to playing versus Mouse yesterday. So yeah, I think it's important for Aurora to have a good T side. We were talking about that's been a struggle for them. It's mostly thanks to their CT side that they've been able to win games, but here they stepped up. Xantares, especially in that first half, delivered them a lot of rounds, and they were able to close it out on the CT side.
Yeah, for a guy like Xantares, this is what you look at Xantares for. You want him to kind of be carrying that torch if he's on the side of Aurora doing what he's supposed to be doing, which is what he got today.
It's good to see, though, because I feel like he kind of tempered down a little bit. You know, the second part of the first part of the season, so to speak, he was not firing on all cylinders. He wasn't at his absolute best. And the beginning of the season in Cologne, he wasn't there. You hear from the team that he's not playing, he's not practicing. He had a slow start, so to speak, to the second part of the season. But last tournament he played at the Bounty, he was showing good signs, and I think here at EWC it's one of his best tournaments in a long time. You know, this performance today versus Falcons is just another one in a long stretch of games now where Santaris seems to be back at his best. And there's no doubt, Yanko, that when Santaris is playing at his absolute best, Aurora is a different beast to be reckoned with. When he's average, they're decent, but when he's good, they can be very good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same case for a lot of the other teams, and he's been exceptional so far in this tournament. Even in a couple of rounds, he was able to clutch, which is not usually the situation in which we see him. But yeah, it was absolutely stellar for Aurora in this game.
Hey, you're looking for a guy that can deal that damage down range, and he is certainly one of them. Also, you want to give your flowers over a guy like Woxic, who statistically was there as well, opening duels, running the board. Even some glimpses of Major get involved in getting active.
Yeah, I mean, I think Alex said it in agreement. You know, he's playing like he's 13 years of age again, just jumping around and playing, you know, almost like an FPL style of Counter-Strike. Definitely feeling himself on the server. I think, Yanko, you pointed it out last time we covered an Aurora game as well, that Voxic seems to be trending upwards as well. You know, and when you have the double wombo combo in Santaris and Voxic, you have a decent amount of firepower.
Yeah, he was talking about putting more hours into the game, just trying to get his individual level up a little bit. And when we had him on the couch too, talking about bringing the energy, right? And bringing the hype to the team so that everyone is talking, people are not getting too frustrated, and we know they can get frustrated, right? So all these things, it's a little bit here, a little bit there, and all of a sudden they're one map away of making the grand final.
Yeah, it all adds up, right? That is the culmination. You do want to see it all come to the fruits of your labor, being that grand final, hell, even maybe winning the thing on the other side of it. Let's talk a little bit about some of these rounds. I'm looking at there in the first half in round number 7.
Yeah, that's a terrible round to rewatch, but I think we owe it to the viewers to see it one more time. Falcons have a decent shot at winning this round. It's a little bit messy to begin with, obviously. Some proactiveness coming out here. Aggressive Counter-Strike, I like it. You get a multi-kill. A Glock kill coming in from Voxic down here. That's not supposed to happen. I'm not sure why this player continues to fight after the first one. Kyusuke could probably have left that fight and gone away. It's a little bit back and forth. You give over some weaponry, but the big mistake is right here. You have Kixon on one side and Nico on the other. Santaris gets to walk out of Boiler and get a freebie on Nico, who has no idea what's going on, and then Kixon all of a sudden takes a 1v2 duel. For some reason, we don't get to see it from Kixon's point of view, but if you want to play that setup with Nico standing under the balcony, you have to take a wider angle. You have to trust in your aim and at least be the first point of contact, because there is a risk that a player will walk out from Boiler. It makes zero sense whatsoever for Nico to hold towards apartment when Kixon is not helping him to cover Boiler middle.
Also, man, that's the wrong risk to take if you're Nico. Like, if a guy walks out, taps, and kills you in the back, just let it happen. I mean, if you're in that mid-sector, because if for Kixon to hold that, he has to be exposed to mid then. So if a guy just speaks and he's out in the open holding mid, he could just die. You know, you don't want necessarily to have that fight. So it was just awkward, and it was a crucial round. I don't know if they maybe miscalculated the economy for the side of Aurora in this round. Testis, I'm not sure if he had head armor since he died to the Glock. I assume not. And it was a little bit unfortunate that they go for the boiler peak and there's 5 guys second mid. Everyone from Aurora was second mid in that round, so not necessarily what you want when you go for that call, but yeah, it was in the crucial moment. They didn't win. That was the reset for either of the teams, and after that it was Aurora pretty much running away with it.
Yeah, and you're just thinking, I mean, this is just still in the first half, all things considered. I mean, think even our next clip is from the first half in round number 12.
Yeah, I feel like that was the last moment Falcons had a chance of getting into the game. Maybe at this point it was already too late, but round 12 was another great example of the Falcons just not being able to win rounds they're supposed to win. Again, I think Nico is doing a decent job right here. Major into the smoke. For a brief moment, he considered to jump through the smoke, and
he got to his senses.
Yeah, he got to his
actually,
senses.
Not bad.
Not that bad. The nade, I would even argue that failed right here. Major had 38 HP, you know, had that nade been more precise, he would have died right here. Anyway, you get into a 1v3 position right here if you're the Falcons, and you're obviously supposed to win this one, but you gotta give credit to Voxic. He pulls off a 1v3 right here, gets the first couple of kills, and then the smoke disappears, and you can see the last guy, you know, who stuck to the defuse throughout the entirety of the time. There's no kit, there's no money, there's no nothing he can do about it, but if you can convert a 1v3, if you can convert the 4-2 round that we saw earlier on as well, there's no way you're gonna have a good CT side. So I felt like there were moments in the first half where Falcons could have remained competitive, but they just messed up every time.
Sucks to be that last guy. You're just sitting there, it's like 7 seconds have passed, you're just praying he doesn't peek you for some reason. If you let go, you're not gonna have time anyway, even if you kill us. You're just crouching there hoping like, hey, does he not see me? Like, maybe I'm invisible, you know?
Yeah, just hoping for the best, but we all knew that the worst was well on its way in that moment. Hey, yeah, that's quite the fumble there in some regards when we look at some of these plays by Falcons. We are going to get the opportunity in this moment to hear from the side of Aurora.
Maja, semi-finals obviously await you today. We saw Woxic recently saying that is the goal going to every event, making it to the semi-finals at the very least. Does that give you a little bit of a pressure relief now, knowing that you've made it to the top 4? Is it still all to play for today?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what say Woxic in this interview, but generally our goal this year is always to win trophy. Also, going to the semi is important, but the most important thing is lift the trophy, I think, for me, at least. So I don't feel pressure. I just want to play Counter-Strike, and we will see what's happened.
I want to get some thoughts from your perspective of the recent CT economy changes. Woxic, he said he kind of enjoys it being a little bit more CT-sided now. How is it for you as a cooler having to go against that on the T side?
Yeah, for me, it's not that good as an in-game leader. It's not only us. I think every team has some difficulty in T side right now because of the economy of the City side. Like last update, we had to win 1 or 2 rounds in T side to break the economy of the city. But now, I think City side, if they do a good start, like winning 5-0 or 6-0, something like that, they have 40k in bank, you know, they have a lot of money in bank. So you have to win, they can have 4 or 5 rounds every round, full buy. They can buy everyone even if they lose the round. So that's most difficult for T side. I think it's the same for every team, so we need to adapt on it. I have some issue, to be honest, I will not lie, like every other leader, I think. So the most important thing is to not throw the clutch situation that you have on advantage on T side. You have to win these rounds now when you're on T side. What is important, not throwing, but in general, I think it's a good update because City side was really weak last update, but now we will see.
I imagine you didn't think the update with bringing Overpass in instead of Anubis was so good, though, because I think you're probably the team, you know, in the top 5, top 10 that's kind of affected by that the most. How well do you feel your map pools adapted now that we've had a couple of tournaments with this new distribution of 7 maps?
Yeah, this is a good question, to be honest. After losing Anubis, it was complicated, to be honest. But now we try to work a lot on Overpass to make us feel comfortable. What we showed since too much on Overpass is good signs. I'm very happy about my teammates. We have to adapt. I think it's like in life. We have to adapt. This situation was bad for us. It's like having a sickness, but you have to do it. You have to heal yourself for that. So we will do our best for that. Try work more harder, and that's all.
Final question, of course, we've got to talk about your opponent today, Falcons. It's been a minute since you faced them, and obviously it's a slightly different roster since the last time you faced them too. How tough do you think they look with the likes of Kyosuke on the team now?
Yeah, completely different lineup. They bring Monesi, they bring Kyosuke also, 2 new players. When we play against them, I think Monesi was not playing, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he wasn't.
So I think on paper, this is a very strong team individually. So today, to win them, we have to be good individually also, and as a team, everyone needs to be on the server. And I believe in my teammate, I believe in myself, and hopefully we can show that we can win them. And yeah,
Thank you so much for your insight. Best of luck going up against Falcons.
Thank you.
Well, Madger, you could win them, and you did win them on the first map, that for sure. So let's talk about Train. Let's talk about where we're going next. What's it going to look like out there in the yards?
Yeah, we'll have to see, right? Aurora won the first 2 Train games that they played over in Katowice and lost every single Train since. So no wonder Falcons picked it after how it went for them against G2, where they showcased some of their best play so far this tournament. I think, though, Aurora hasn't played this since Austin, and they only played it once there versus Mouse. So, you know, you're obviously going to spend a lot of time in the offseason working on your worst map, and that can be the trap here for Falcons, right? I'm sure Aurora has at least a few things in store that they haven't shown yet. I mean, Train has also changed since the major with the update with the boxes, so we'll have to see if this was maybe a trap card laid out by Major.
Yeah, I'm curious to see the level coming out from Aurora. I low-key feel I know what to expect from Falcons. I will say that as much disappointed I were in Inferno, I think what we've seen on Train so far for Falcons, both before and after the update, it's been very solid. It does feel like Tessus in particular has found his groove on that map. I think Nico as well. Monesi up close with the AWP. There's a lot of positive things to say about Falcons. That being said, though, Trace, they're starting on the T side after a horrible showing on Inferno. You're starting on the T side. It doesn't take a lot of rounds, you know, to go out of your hands where you all of a sudden find yourself down 4-0 maybe, and you're one map away. And
this is where we feel confident, because against G2 it was 0-6.
Yeah, true, but
still ended 6-6. So I think they just feel confident on this map, that their playbook is a little bit deeper, definitely than Inferno, but perhaps some of the other maps. So I think we will see them equalize the score here and Mirage as the decider.
Anything else would be disappointing.
Yeah, and I don't think you can let Zantaras and Woxic get out in front of you as a team again, like he did on Inferno, or like they did on Inferno, rather.
No, and it's hard for Zantaras, you know, to dictate too much on a map like Inferno. I feel like there's different routes you can use, you know, Ivy or inside. You can simplify the game, or you can play slow if you want to. If you're the Falcons, they like to be a bit explosive, but I do feel like Zantaras, it's harder to dictate a game as a rifle on a map like Train.
Yanko, do the Falcons, is this in for him right here? Is this over?
No, I think they equalize it here, and I think we see Mirage as the decider.
All right, well, let's do it. We're going to jump right into that map. It's going to be Train. We're going to see if the Falcons can come in with the bounce back.
This should be a far better look for the Falcons. Inferno was a rough time. Here they head to a far more comfortable map for them in Train. It's their pick in this semi-final, and this is where they're going to have to find their redemption. Stark difference between these squads on map 1, and Aurora at least have a little wind in their sails here heading into map 2. Even though it's one that this Aurora squad have had their struggles on, had their issues in, they do have a fair few reps on this map. They won't be shy of ideas, and it was certainly a point for them to improve on after the player break.
Yeah, nothing fuels you like 9 losses in a row, Harry. Oh, that's not a good start for the Falcons, though, is it? A missed smoke in T-Spawn coming through. Yikes. So, cancel the plan, make a new plan, as they say. And hope the Tessers can crack a skull down on Ivy, but he gives it up early, comes back to a main position. Nice entry for Nico. That B250 hits harder. Toxic gone. Nico tries to follow up. It's a bit messy, but he's got cover from Monesi, and Joseph's not getting out of that corner alive. 5v3 for the Falcons. Entries of theirs. Flooding in are the CTs, but these double Julies, not as lethal as Inferno. Flank from the pop side. Madra in the site. Just going to get overwhelmed here. Too many targets. And not enough time with Cardio 1v3.
How interesting can he make this? First kill was clean on the dualies. He's ready for Tessez up top. Hold on! Wakani is making it happen! It all comes through! The Dolberettas destroy the Falcons!
1v4 out of nowhere.
And I mean, that's got Xantares smiling away. Even no one can believe what they've just seen. Aurora, that's what the confidence does for you. And for Falcons, that is the roughest possible outcome. Full control over the pistol, and suddenly, Wakadia hits them with a haymaker.
Gut punch in the pistol round, and any hope of you bouncing back and regaining your confidence in this series out of the window. Disaster strikes. And this firepower runs deep for Aurora. Notice here as well, he's got the UMP just chewing through a double. And not much you can do picking that up. You're probably even going to prioritize Deagle. Hickson will. Dear oh dear. For the Falcons.
Dude, if you're Aurora now, you feel unbeatable.
Yeah.
You feel like you are winning this series here and now. You turn a round like that on its head, and everyone's just brimming with confidence. Xantares.
Look at him go. This is not going to give you anything. And he won't.
Dude, he just plays with so much freedom in the current day. He approaches it like he's in a pug. He just charges at his opponents. Faith in himself, faith in his aim, and faith in the team he's got backing him up as well.
And for good reason. I mean, even the desk were talking about the resurgence of Madra as an individual looking pretty good as well, talking about him proving his individual form, running around, strong SMGs, Wakadia in that previous map the same. It's a very scary Aurora to be facing right now. And, you know, coming off the back of 9 losses in a row on any map is going to add fuel to the fire. It's going to make you want to improve it. And that's what they did coming out of the player break, beating NIP in overtime at Cologne in the map. And sure, you can roll your eyes and say NIP, but NIP are a trained specialist team. This has been their go-to since the inception of the roster. So it's not a baseless win here for Aurora. They've definitely done some homework coming into this new season, looking to take the series in 2. Flank held, second one, surprises. Xantares going to get run down, but he still drops the bomb. That is more than you bargained for.
Dude, he's still alive. They finally get this, but Kickstart finished off. Clean sweep.
It's looking so ugly. It's looking so messy. Sure, they read the flank, they kill one, but then they run back through the Molotov. They get trapped to chase that kill. Bomb dropped twice over. Oh, it's disastrous.
And I mean, you know, this is the problem with having kind of some glaring map pool issues for the Falcons, is it demands perfection from you throughout the rest of the series. You know, they have to take train. They have to have a good showing here and come in switched on. Well, thus far they've lost a 1v4 in the pistol. They fall to the bonus round out of Aurora. This is already a rough way for Train to open.
Orb ready and waiting. Woxic on Ivy is going to be a lot of fun to watch in this game.
Well, dude, even through some of these like strugglesome times, the loss streak for Aurora here, Woxic was always a treat on this AWP.
And you're going to tell me Madge is running the org as well, Harry? Old man, new tricks. Teaching Falcons a thing or two. Dude, I think this map is such a trap, you know? The fact that you see Aurora had this huge loss streak on it, to be honest, I didn't know what Falcons would pick coming into the day. Maybe a Dust 2, but even that looked bad at Cologne. Eliminated versus Furia there. But yeah, the train is temptation because Falcons have great results on it, even with the previous roster, but I just think Aurora have been jumping on train from the day one of it coming into the map pool, and even though you have a lot of losses, I think that only makes you look at it harder coming into a new season. Nice shot for Kyosuke, but that bomb is deep down on Ivy, and Aurora say, we're not going to give you the time of day, we're not going to give you the kills. So 4-0, Eco gone. Falcons need to win this gun round.
Yeah. I mean, that's, I think you're dead on with that descriptor. It's like, it's kind of, you've entered into the unknown a little bit. Because even though Aurora have had a string of losses, we talk about it, they look to bring this map in. From the moment it was added, they've always been kind of specialists in the new maps and look to make them a staple of the pool. And I mean, you said it coming into the series, nothing's going to get you to go over and examine this map like a string of close losses, but a 9-loss streak nonetheless. even that kind of speaks to the idea that they've been close to breaking through on Train, just needed that kind of extra 10% refinement.
We're seeing some cool setups. Wait, how is he this high up? Woxic's found a spot. First time I've seen it.
6 foot versus 5'11", yeah. Crouched down right in front of him. Look at that.
Blood is floating.
Dude, he's standing on the padlock.
All right, flashed out though. That's a bit of a problem. His teammate can't bail him. Are you ready for one more? Surely you are. The timing on the swing is good. Jota followed up. Nico finds that very important trade to keep the round breathing, but Zantares does not relent. Comes in to backstab Nico. Smoke push denied. Does that send Nico back into A? He is not in a hurry. Resetting through spawn.
Zantares is really tunnel visioned on getting this kill, and he might end up walking into Nico's trap here.
Chasing ghosts. This could work for Nico though. You're not ready for him here. Oh. Yeah, exactly. So the kills kind of get fed to Falcons in this round. They make the most of it.
1v4. Surely not again. One under the belt already. Here's the footsteps to Kickstand, who's trying to get out of there with the bomb in tow. Monacy still back Ivy side with the AWP. And Nico attempting to hold down this B site in the downtime. He's holding for a con rotate. Molly will slow Wakadia. But for now, he's got a 1v2 rolled out in front of him. It's Monacy closing the gap with a backstab. And surely someone's saying to him, come on, you've won this already. There's Monacy arriving. And so finally, Falcons will break through.
Yeah, it comes down to a really strong flash, and Woxic can't get out of position. I think if he manages to finagle himself out of Pop Dog, he can re-peek, help Jota out. They start the round from the back foot, so really good flash into Pop. And Nico able to dodge the hunt of Zantares. That push from Madja feels the most unnecessary, given he's got an AUG. But Aurora, they've come in with some interesting setups already. So they're cooking something here on this CT side. Falcons break through in that must-win gun round.
And it's not out of the question to see some very strong CT leading scorelines here on Train. Ow, Cardia, nade stack. And so that's one way to deal with someone who's been a real nuisance in this game. Madja with the reroute.
It's uncertain though. Nico watches on.
He wants to just try and extract one kill here. Hanging around, he would have multiple players with backs turned. Nico now on the line. And so Madja decides against it. Maybe do his betterment as Nico homes in on this position.
It's very uncertain, keeps changing his mind, but the rotate's coming in to support Woxic with an AWP. Madja pushed off, they hear the molly tick. Falcons execute, but not committed. That molly even blocks Woxic from rotating back through con just for the meantime, so they have a window of opportunity. Falcons gonna take it.
So it's all three players out through Pop. Ooh, Madja, you don't want to let Nico survive here, but he's not really given much of a choice. Here's the Pop push, and they get decimated on it. Monacy tries to reply, 30 seconds now. Zantares and Woxic in the right place to shut this one down. Woxic actually hits that flick, and Zantares knocks out the bottom of the boost.
Zantares looking as strong as he did back on Inferno. And a bit of an oversight for Falcons, not clearing a very common position post-Pop.
I mean, I think, you know, it was always going to feel kind of awkward with three players just brute forcing the play out the Pop Dog. You don't have that main lurk, you don't have any other pressure anywhere else. It's the small